connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about Quigley Care. We're going to divide the entire healthcare system into two categories. Primary care, which is going to be free, will include things like the initial checkup, the testing, the analysis to figure out what's wrong with you. Routine diabetic care, for example, will be included in that category. Everything else that we currently have will be lumped into the secondary healthcare system. That will include things like end-of-life care, midlife accidents, midlife illnesses, etc. We are putting the focus on preventive health care. We're going to lower the cost all across the system. We're going to increase the number of doctors by tenfold, as well as nurses. We have medical deserts everywhere, folks. We're going to control drug prices with a basket of similarly priced drugs across the 10 top economies. Go to my website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are now up to Week 10 in the NFL as of this Thursday's game. Season is just flying by, isn't it? It's just flying by. And it makes me sad. We are at the halfway point. We are at the halfway point. Yeah. And but of course, not really. Kind
of over halfway?
Yeah, well, no. See, because there's 18 games.
Yeah.
So right this moment, we're in the halfway point.
There's 18 games.
Yeah.
Wouldn't last week have been halfway?
No. Last week was still part of the first half. Week 9 is part of the first half. The rest is the second half. So we're right in the
Okay.
middle right
Okay.
now. We're
Yeah.
after week 9,
That doesn't
before
make
week
sense.
10.
Is it 9 plus 9, 18? I mean, when I went to school, that's what it was.
We're in the middle of it. We're because there's 9
But
over
this is-
there.
This is week 10.
Today is Tuesday.
10
week
plus
10.
10
No, listen.
Equals 20.
No, Randy. Okay, so week 9 ended last night.
Yeah.
So today we're in the middle. Week 9 is over. Week 10 has not yet begun. We are
Huh.
exactly in the middle on Tuesday and
Right.
Wednesday. We're
No,
in the middle.
I'm sorry, I beg to differ. 9 plus whatever school you went to, I don't know. But the school I went to taught me 9 plus 9 equals 18. If
Yes.
there's 18 weeks in the season,
Right.
then week 9 would have been exactly halfway.
No, because you don't count the 0. There's 9 here. There's 9 here.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of that.
What's 0?
Exactly.
Hey, what are you bringing in 0 for?
I'm just saying there is no 0. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. And then 10 through 18. Well, that's 9 also. So we're in the middle. We finished one, haven't begun the other one.
No,
We're
I don't-
exactly in the middle.
I don't see it. I don't see it that way.
Do you see it, Keon?
I do.
Thank
No,
you.
Keon, you can't see it that way. You're college educated.
Did I
Jeff-
explain that pretty
neither
well?
Jeffrey
I feel like
nor
I did.
I
What are
thought
you
Jeffrey
talking about?
did.
You explained it. You said week 10 is now exactly in the middle.
No, I did not. I said this moment is in the middle. Week 10 don't start till Thursday. Week 9 did last night. So Tuesday and Wednesday, absolutely in the middle. In fact, midnight tonight, the absolute middle.
Huh.
So you should wake up and have a drink.
I don't. No, there's something wrong with this math somewhere. I have to call Mrs. Stafford, my former second grade teacher.
I'm
and
sure
have her
she's
explain-
alive and waiting by the phone.
Have her explain this to us.
And I'm sure she'll be thrilled to learn that
Mrs.
you
Stafford.
didn't hear her say that.
No,
Mrs.
you didn't learn
Stafford.
anything.
She will put you boys in the. Oh, you know, I should call Mrs. Ruby, my fourth grade teacher.
Call them
She'll put
all.
You,
Bring them all because they're going to agree with me that right this minute is the
Oh, thank
middle
you.
of the entire regular NFL season. Now,
I don't-
there are more weeks after that of playoffs and then the Super
No,
Bowl and
you
all
don't-
that.
You don't add that. You don't
No,
add
I'm not
that.
adding
Yeah,
that. That's
but
what I'm
just,
saying.
just regular season. This is the
9
middle.
Weeks. I mean, I would have thought, 9 weeks. That would have been the exact middle, not
No,
the end
after
of 9
it's
weeks.
over, Randy. I'll tell you what. I'm going to draw up a diagram and send it to you later. Then you'll understand.
Another diagram.
Yes, and we seem to need those quite a bit. Boomer Sooners on the text line says, Jeffrey, I had to be the first to tell you. You're not the first. I already saw it. I just did not deem it news. Scottsdale's building the largest pickleball facility in the United States. That doesn't mean it's a sport, Boomer Sooner. It
That
just
does-
means
that
there's
doesn't-
some people who are really dumb with money in Scottsdale to help out all the old people who don't really want to do actual exercise, and tennis is too much for them. That doesn't make it a sport when people are lazy, fat, and stupid.
I still think week 9 would have been the exact middle of the
Again,
NFL season.
I'm going to send you the diagram. I'm going to send you the diagram, Randy. Stock and Slap says, Happy Tuesday, everyone. I know it's not fantasy hour, but I'd like to get your opinion. Who would you start going forward? CJ Stroud or Justin Herbert? I can trade the other, or should I just keep both and start whoever has the best matchup? Well, I'd say keep them both if you can.
Yeah.
But also, I'm a bastard, and I don't want anybody else to ever have anything good. That's how I roll. But if you feel like you can get something to help you win, I would trade Herbert. The Stroud has been consistent even when he loses, and he's shaping up to be a special kind of quarterback. I have one quarterback in the Premier League, and his name is CJ Stroud.
So you're saying that once week 9 ended,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
then a new 9 weeks begins. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. So week 9 is over
Yeah.
last night. We are not
So once
doing
the
anything
game
right
ended
now.
Last night, we were
Right.
exactly in the middle.
Right. Yes. And it starts up
That's
week
9
10.
games, and you're saying there's going to be 9 more games.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we've made a breakthrough here.
Hmm.
I think you have it now.
Maybe.
So what do you say? Am I right about that thought process on CJ Stroud, or is Justin Herbert I mean, how has he been? I haven't even looked at him. How's he been doing?
Very inconsistent, you know, and part of that is, you know, the finger injury. I know it's not on his throwing hand, but I don't know if you see him get tackled every time he goes down. He tries to fall like the guy that doesn't want to hurt his hands while he's falling, which is just awkward and weird. And also he doesn't have his wide receiver 2. I don't think he has his wide receiver 3. Like it's just been a tough season for Justin Herbert, where CJ Stroud stepped into the perfect situation. He's got weapons all over the place, like Nico Collins and Tank Dell. And yeah, I think that he's the more consistent of the 2 guys.
There you go, Stockton Slap.
With the higher upside, too.
How do you not become a great quarterback by throwing to somebody named Tank?
Yeah. Oh, Tank Dell. So here's the thing. If you can keep them both, keep them both. But if you feel like you can get something that really makes a difference to your fantasy football season, then yeah, I'd trade off Herbert. Oaktown Destroyer says, congratulations, Jeffrey. I would have won if I didn't do the optimum point increase. Oh, you click that button? You never click that button, guys. Projected points are a lie. Don't ever trust those. You look at the matchups and trust your gut. But he says, yeah, I should have kept OBJ in instead of Singletary. Ooh, I don't know if I would have. I think I would have made the same mistake. I just don't ever trust OBJ. Singletary.
Not at this point in his career.
Yeah. So, but that was cool. Oaktown Destroyer, very, very close game. Oaktown Destroyer is in the Premier League, and he and I had a matchup last night, and I thought, wow, that was close. 153.35 to 151.5. I was up by 12 points going into this thing, but then Dicker the kicker had a big night, but not big enough. He had 10 points, and then so I won by like 2, and I was like, wow, that was close. So then I looked at the other standings and I saw, oh my gosh, Rosalie Michaels barely eked by with 3 points over Surprise Attack Dogs. She had Justin Herbert, who just squeaked out 8.5 points, and Surprise Attack Dogs unfortunately had Parham, who had a goose egg. He was there. I don't know what happened to him. Poor Surprise Attack Dogs. He had 4 players with 0, and this is going to be a cautionary tale against auto drafting. Rosalie Michaels, she had 71.3, but she still won to Surprise Attack Dog 68.55. Those are some low ass scores.
Wow.
And I looked at his stuff and I'm like, I'd have started him too. I would have started that guy. I would have started that guy. I'd have gotten goose eggs. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, wow, that was pretty close. But then I saw this Moist One versus Box of Hopes and Dreams. That was the closest game I think I've seen so far this year. Moist One had 108. Box of Hopes and Dreams had 108.15. Moist One is sitting there with Garrett Wilson for the Jets, and Garrett Wilson had 10 points. Unfortunately, Moist One needed 10.2 to win. So
I'll tell you what the worst feeling on earth is, because I experienced it last night. It's being behind in a game and having any Jets offensive players that you need to make the distance. Like, it's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's just, that offense is sad.
God, I'm sitting there in the fourth quarter, like, just keep the Jets offense on the field. Just keep them on the field because, by the end of the game, Herbert was doing just enough to get in the field goal range. They weren't really, as an offense, really pushing hard. And why would they? They had already won the game, right? So, I was hoping for the Jets offense just to chew up clock. They did not do a great job.
No.
And Mr. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, he did do a good job. So, I got away with one last night. Totally got away with that. Chief Skull says, I put up my TV antenna. Oh, that was yesterday. He says, happy Taco Tuesday, guys. And always Skull. Blissful Hayes is saying rude things to me. Just mean things. And I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read that text.
What else is new?
It's not a sport, though. He's very upset. He really, really believes in pickleball being a sport, which tells us that's the only sport he has any hope of ever playing. And now I'm sad for him. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. Randy. He's talking to you, Randy.
Yeah.
He says, might have a point because how does week 0 fit into... All right, George, you're not helping. and you know better than that.
And there is no week 0 in the NFL.
I was explaining in the conversation that there is no week 0. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, but in Georgia's defense, you did mention something about the 0.
I said there was no 0.
You started putting zeros in there, and
I did not put zeros in there.
Tonight at midnight is actually the halfway mark of the end of it.
Right, Randy? Day drinkers.
Well, I mean, what does that have to do with anything? I
rest my case.
I don't know what.
Stockton Slap says, well, I got A.J. Brown, Tank Dell, and DJ Moore as my wide receivers, but not sold on Moore. I think I'll trade Herbert and Moore for an elite receiver. Thanks, fellas. That's exactly not what I told him to do, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of just his own entirely different thing.
Yeah.
But good luck to you, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I did say, but all right. Oaktown Destroyer says, in my CBS league, I've got the Chargers defense and got me 34 points. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty big. A couple of defenses have done really amazing. It's what was it? It was the Chargers defense had a big night, and then Dallas earlier in the season. Who was the other one over the weekend we were talking about? Had a really big week for a defense. I've already forgotten.
No,
don't worry about it. Dr. Maxter says, guys, your discussion sounds like an episode of Seinfeld. Totally about nothing. Great White Hunter. I always love hearing you guys in the North Carolina deer stand. I'm flying out to take care of you, Mr. Pineapple. Mai Tai, white open wide. This deer bang is for you. Maxter out. Missy says hi. There's a lot of information in that text.
There was a
lot of code word in there.
I feel like it was.
The Browns defense was the other defense.
And the one thing I enjoy when I hear from Dr. Maxter, because he does go out hunting, and Randy will go with him on occasion. Yeah. And I feel good about the fact that no animals will ever be harmed in these endeavors.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't think you guys have ever bagged one turkey.
No, maybe I haven't, Mr. It's middle of the NFL season when it's not. Maybe I haven't got a turkey, but Tom, I can attest to, I can witness in person. Tom Mack has got at least 2 turkeys. Randy Southwick has got a couple of turkeys when we've been out. One time, Randy Southwick shot 2 turkeys, 1 shot.
Well, I mean, he could have staged that just to try to impress you.
No. The one he zeroed in on the one. And the other one, just as he pulled the trigger, the other one stuck his head out there.
Talk about wrong place, wrong time. Like, hey, what's that noise?
Yeah, they both went down.
Were they both tasty?
Oh, they were very tasty. Yeah.
That's the only thing I hope for. Fubar 1000 says, hi, Browns defense. But then Oaktown Destroyer says the Colts defense. Did they kill it too? Oh. Dr. Maxter says, go Browns, even with felons. No. Sorry, Dr. Maxter, you're alone on that one.
Yeah.
You're alone on that one. Hey, let's go ahead and issue the awards for everything for the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Our weekly picks winner is Cool Jack. He got 13 right. But one of the things I'm a little bit confused about is Heavy Metal Maniac was tied with him. They had the same pick, but I think Heavy Metal Maniac changed his pick last moment just to make sure he wasn't going to be tied with him. All I told Heavy Metal Maniac was, I hope your tiebreaker is set up, in a way where you've got a chance. But I think he was well, maybe instead I'll just switch it so there won't be a tie. And who knows? Maybe the Jets will win this. If I'd known he was going to do that, I would have said it slow motion as I was running to the that is the latest you have ever been firing off that. You've got to get retrained after your little vacation thing there.
What's that?
It was like a minute and a half after I said who the winner was. Wasn't even close.
Why don't
wasn't
you
even
skip
in the
by
same zip code.
Skip by it so fast.
It wasn't fast. I telegraphed it. I was as slow as I could be.
I mean, you telegraphed it.
Don't act like you don't know what a telegraph is, old man.
You know what?
That's
dot
crazy.
dot dash dot dot dash dot to you, Jack.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. Do we have to hit the dump delay when he swears in Morse code?
Did he just swear in Morse code?
You don't know Morse code? God, I'm old. All right, fine. Dr. Masker says Southwick uses the badass gun.
Yeah, that's true. The bad gun. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. So, anyways, Cool Jack got 13 right, and he is the winner of the jersey. Congratulations to Cool Jack. I'd already said it. I just reset it, but that was at least closer. The highest score in all the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues goes to Bearded Ginger, 191.9. And this week, that's a lot because there was a couple of guys that had like 170 something, but outside of that, it was a low scoring week for most. I had like 150 something. That's like the best I've had. I have no business being in third place. Zero business. I should not be there. I just remember Randy, I don't know, it was last year or the year before that I had a great team, but everybody I played would have their best week of the season against me. And I couldn't win jack squat, even though I had the best team and the highest 4-point totals. I lost everything. Well, this is the reverse of that. This year, I have a mediocre team, but I'm playing people on their worst days. So it's just like this weird balance in the force karmic redistribution thing.
Yeah,
I will not win a playoff game. There's no way I'm going to win this thing with as mediocre. I'm good for about 100 points a game, and that's not great.
That you just can't guarantee whatever else happens.
So if I had 2 games where I was over 150, but outside of that, nothing. I don't deserve to be here. Randy, you totally deserve to be there. But Beer Bob says, listen, people, I know the fantasy gurus aren't on until Thursday, but with the waiver claims being processed tonight, now everybody wants to complain about the waiver claims being processed too soon. Well, okay. He's not complaining, but he does say, I need some help. Who should I put a claim in for? Brock Purdy or Will Levis? Or any other suggestion from a quarterback one, Patrick Mahomes, being on a bye week? Well, Stroud is always, if you can get him, but I'm sure you can't. But if you had to choose, that's the best of the best right there. Who's most consistent? That's the thing that really, I look for, and Keon mentioned it earlier. Will Levis is a newborn baby. We don't know if he's going to continue.
Baby.
Yeah, he's had 2 games. We don't know if that's going to continue or not. Brock Purdy, on the other hand, I feel like he's pretty consistent. I don't know. I guess I'd have to take a look at that. I go with good and then consistency. I would rather know I'm going to get 15 from a guy every week or 20 from a guy every week than wonder if I'm going to get 80 or 2. And by the way, I'm never going to play Brandon Cooks again. Oh my God. Mike McCarthy comes out about Brandon Cooks and he's just like, well, I don't care about your fantasy football. And he really said that. He's like, this is just an offense that works together. And I know his value, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure Brandon Cooks is saying, contract year might come up. I sure would like to have some damn stats.
Yeah, because Brandon Cooks is a guy that's been productive everywhere he's ever played in the National Football League. Then he goes to Dallas and all of a sudden can't play.
Yep.
I'm not buying that. That offense is death for Brandon Cooks, unfortunately. And it sucks because the guy's a really good football player.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird to have him on the bench, but I'm a lot of the season I'm going to have him on the bench, or I'll just get the hell rid of him. So, Beer Bob, look for the consistencies. That's the best advice. Chief Skull says, I suggest he picks up Daniel Jones. He's unbeatable now. He's out for the season, so you're right, I guess.
In a way,
he is unbeatable because he won't play. So, all right, let's also take a look at who's the last undefeated team in all of the leagues of the Daily Blender. Donnie has the last team standing with 9-0 in League 5.
Well, it's going to make you feel bad.
Why is that going to make me feel bad?
Because it's Donnie.
I don't mind Donnie. I like Donnie. There's a lot of people who don't like Donnie.
You're always telling me you don't like Donnie.
I never
That
said
hallway.
that.
You know
This
that
is how
Donnie
Randy
guy?
starts stuff.
You
It's
know
not
that-
true.
that-
He just
that
says a
Donnie
very
guy-
untrue statement as a
I
matter
just
of
can't-
fact.
I can't handle that guy.
And then
I totally can handle that guy. I'm one of the few people who can handle that guy. And yeah, I mean, he comes on here and talks a lot of dumb crap about our teams here in
Don't like him.
Arizona.
That's what
But
you
I
said.
no, I like him fine. He
Yeah.
was very nice when I've met him a couple times when he's
Hmm.
come out to our stuff.
Well, I mean, I
Him
like
and his
him.
wife and all that.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good dude. I don't know
Yeah.
why you don't like him.
I like, you know what? I don't like you right now. You're the one I don't like. So, last thing I want to tell you is Choro is in first place right now with 94 correct. Bacher 44 hanging in there with him with 94. Germ is good, 20. He's in third place with 92. After that, Arizona Vikings, Shooter McGavin, why not? They have 89. And then Kyle G, Raven Kid, Raider Royce, and Brett Maverick all round up the top 10 with 88. I'm getting closer, though. I'm in 14th place now. I'm creeping up on you. Here's hoping. But here's how we did on the show. Randy, you got 8 right. Not bad. Keon, you got 9 right. I got 10. Ralph got 10. I think Radio Run got 10. I think the three of us all got 10. So I'm still in the lead with 87 over Radio Ron's 82. Keon, you're making progress. You're up to 80 now. So that means you're 3 ahead of Ralph. So you can throw that in his face when he gives you crap. That's
and I
always
will.
fun.
And I will.
So anyway, so there are the awards, and that's what happened. Holy crap, I'm late for a break. Wow. How did that happen?
Boy, I'm not going to take
the
responsibility.
slow and steady march of time.
Like how there's a super long pause and you both start going, it wasn't me. Yeah, we can't do this stuff in other hours, but we can do that here. Radio Ron won't get too upset. We can have long pauses. I can be later and later for a break.
I'm the one that's actually in the building with Radio Ron, so
No, I know.
you know, I just
That is not lost on me.
okay. I'm the front
Does
line.
he ever kick in the door like, why are you so late for break? I don't think he does.
No, I don't think it's ever happened before, but still.
Why aren't you playing my commercials?
That one might have happened before, but you know, that's different context.
It's a very small control room. If it was a bigger control room, I'd be kicking in that door every now and then, just for the sheer effect of it. I like to see people jump. That's all. FBI! Yeah, one of those kinds of things. Just kick it in. Randy, you need a little lotion there? Got a itch?
Yeah, I do.
You just recently shaved your back? Is that what it was?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
My back. I was
So
scratching here on my, on my, what do you call this? My
Your
neck.
neck. That's your neck, Randy.
Yeah. I'm scratching on my neck.
You know, I got like this big ingrown right here on my neck. It's like I have a second Adam's apple. It's very
I
disturbing.
don't have that problem.
And there's nowhere for it to go. So it's just this lump sitting there. Nothing. I plucked out all the hairs there, hoping that something would happen. Nothing happened. So I just got
You
like
get me a needle. I'll open that dude up.
I'm not going anywhere near you.
What?
Well, you're all the way over on the west side. Keon is dying inside right now, by the way.
I mean, it would be nice if we went to the break as scheduled.
Well, that ship sailed 7 minutes ago.
And it continues to sail.
I can't help myself.
Slower. Like the inevitable forward march and progress of time.
Randy, you haven't taught him anything.
No, I really haven't.
What Randy would have done is the first pause where I stopped talking, boom, he'd hit the button.
Yeah.
You're just still staring at me.
Well, okay, yeah. To be fair,
Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NBA, the Phoenix Suns are in Chicago tonight to take on the Bulls. Phoenix, a 1.5 underdog on the road, plus 104 on the money line, while Chicago is minus 122. The over-under is 222.5. Other games, San Antonio visiting the New York Knicks. New York at 9 9.5 point favorite at the Garden, minus 450. San Antonio plus 350. The over-under there, 224.5. Brooklyn hosting the LA Clippers. Clippers a 4-point favorite, minus 176. The Nets plus 148. Over-under in Brooklyn, 226. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. One per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Let's go, Phoenix. If you're a City of Phoenix voter, vote yes on question 1 through 4 of the Go Phoenix special bond election on November 7th. Your yes vote supports important city projects, a children's museum, improvements to libraries and parks, affordable housing, helping our seniors, plus enhances community safety through fire, police, roadway, and pedestrian infrastructure. All this and so much more with no tax increase. So on November 7th, vote yes on question 1 through 4 and let's go, Phoenix.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so here's the deal, everybody. The deal is Thursday Night Football is going to be on Money Radio 1510 on Thursday at 6 p.m. because the AIA first round of playoffs for the 6A is going to be on at 7 p.m. here on 1580, The Fanatic. So that is what's going on with that. So if you're out driving around and you still want to get your Thursday Night Football fix, you'll just put it on 1510 and 105.3 FM this coming Thursday. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. And the 5th letter says, Randy, what does Jeffrey say about me behind closed doors?
Well, I mean, I don't want to open up a soap opera here.
I don't say anything about
he has a lot of things that he says about the Fourth Dimension. Really, I think the Fourth Dimension knows where I stand with you. I
see.
A true friend, genuine, always loyal. But Jeffrey has comments all the time.
Well, there's many of the Fourth Dimension that can just kiss my ass. That's for sure. But
and there you go.
5th letter. Have I even met you? I don't even know if I've even met you. So forgive me if we have. And
Jeffrey doesn't like the alphabet, especially the 5th letter of the alphabet.
You don't even know what the fifth letter of the alphabet is.
Do I have to?
Can you?
I have a friend named Fifth Letter.
What is the fifth letter of the alphabet?
I have a friend named the Fifth Letter.
Yeah, but what is the fifth letter of the alphabet?
If you really must know, it's E.
I'm surprised you didn't take your shoes off to count that.
I don't have shoes on.
Well, all right then. Fish Tank says, unfortunately, the Dolphins narrative, oops, wrong one. He says, could there be a worse person to be undefeated with a team? He'd better be starting Dobbs. Yeah, Donnie. Donnie is the only undefeated fantasy football player in all of the Daily Blender fantasy football leagues.
Which, from how he mentions it all the time on Twitter, you'd never know.
Well, it's bad because both he and Churro demand that I just send them the awards right now.
It's just that you got to finish.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I wouldn't be bragging just yet. Raven Kid says, this has nothing to do with me playing Beer Bob this week. Pick up Nathan Peterman or Tom Brady. They both have great potential there. Feel like that has a lot to do with it. Lost Toby says, which station has the pickleball tournament? The one with the least ratings. I mean, dear God, who'd want to listen to that? Lost Toby says, I lost in my league scoring the second most points this week. Yeah, that hurts when that happens. That does. Let's see here. Go Hawks. Well, he's talking about 15:10 a.m. Well, we got 105.3 FM in Phoenix in the West Valley, Go Hawks. And also, the app for them works the same as the app for 1580. Just go over to moneyradio.com and grab their app. So you can, there you go. You can just tune in and listen to it that way, Go Hawks. Thanks for listening, man. Lost Toby says what I've already read. So we'll move on. 888-368-1580. So, Randy, I think that the Coyotes are kind of doing kind of nice this season so far. They have some potential there. There's been some wins, been some losses, and Coyotes are 500. They're 5-5-1. But tonight at 6 p.m. at the Mullet, they're playing the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, but the Seattle Kraken has losing record though.
Yeah, they're 4-6-2. Still, I mean, it's a close one, as far as their records. Just saying, but it's the Kraken.
And what does that mean? It's the Kraken.
Doesn't that mean this is a game you really want the Coyotes to win? Wouldn't you like to see the Coyotes punish the Kraken, the team that stole your fantasy football name?
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yes, absolutely. I think the Coyotes need to throttle the Kraken. They need to shred them and turn them into some sort of an appetizer. I don't know, maybe some sort of a deep fried appetizer that you would have, before you have your beverages.
Kraken calamari?
Yeah, maybe some sort of calamari Kraken that you would have. But unfortunately, the Kraken have so far beaten the Coyotes several times
this year.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, that was last year. I'm looking.
Yeah, this is a brand new season.
Back. Yeah.
Listen.
Well, last year we lost to them 4-1, 4-2, and 8-1 in the games that I can see here, just right up front.
You got Jack McBain out there getting fed by Mateus Maselli. I mean, these guys are kind of killing it. They got all sorts of goals and assists, and I feel good about this. I think the Coyotes can totally take down the Calamari Kraken.
Yeah, I think the Calamari go down tonight in a pile of flames. That's what I see happening.
Moist One says the Kraken win 5-4. You're just salty because you lost your fantasy football by 0.15. I've been there. I have been there. I think I can't remember when it was in the past that I think I lost by like that much, but
I think you're right.
Sorry, Moist One. Lost Toby says, as a Sharks fan, hockey season is over. Well, sorry to hear that. I don't know what the future holds for the Coyotes, but they're going to get this win. I don't care what Moist One says. So, okay, Keon, help me out here because you're the only person I know who even understands this whole thing. And the whole thing I'm talking about is the in-season tournament. Right?
Right.
Are we in the in-season tournament right now? Or are we getting ready for the in-season tournament where you're seeding the thing with these games?
We are in the in-season tournament right now.
Oh,
but on Fridays.
It's like being in a fight you didn't know you were in. And if you're married, you've been in a few of those.
So that's what
you show up and you're just all of a sudden like, oh, look at me, I'm in a fight. Okay, well, I guess we're in a fight now. So is that what the in-season tournament's kind of like?
Not
It
really. I think it feels like that way to a lot of people. If you turn on one of the games and the basketball court is a hideous color that is blinding you.
Good. That's how you know.
You are watching an in-season tournament.
Got it. That's how you know you're watching one.
Yeah. And if the court is normal and not a complete eyesore, you're just watching a regular NBA game.
Got it. Is that happening to us this week?
Friday.
Let's see.
Does that happen to everybody on a Friday?
Thursday and Friday, I believe. So let me go ahead and jump to the NBA page to see where the Suns are and where.
I thought the Lakers game was an in-season tournament game.
I believe that's true.
Yeah, this is just going to happen whether we care or notice or not. You know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You'll know who won the in-season tournament because a bunch of guys will be driving $500,000 cars.
Yeah. What?
Well, what else do you do with the extra money? I'm already a millionaire NBA player. You hand me $500,000 for being in this tournament. Get me yourself a $500,000 car. Get me a Elephant. Oh, you seen those? They do these resto mods on the old Chargers, and they are so super sweet. Brand new car after they're done with it, and they stick a Elephant. And man, oh my God, the engine in it is like 1,000+ horsepower. I'd get a Elephant for sure.
Elephant?
That's what I said. You know, like they have the Hellcat, but this is an Elephant. This is a Elephant. Holy crap, that'd be a car right there. Donnie says, how many undefeated teams are left? Shut up. You know, I told you earlier. I told you you're the only one, Donnie. You're the only one. Yeah. I will laugh my ass off, though, if you lose that league.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Because that is also a historic thing. I would have to go back and see how many teams that actually finished the season in first actually won the whole thing. Yeah, there's some. I'm not saying nobody has, but I think a lot more haven't than that. So, but congratulations, Donnie. You are the last man standing. Fighting Wampa says, I believe all the in-season tournament games have, the brightly colored court. That's when you know you're playing in a fight. Yeah, we figured that out. Thank you, Fighting Wampa. Hey, let's see. Chief Scholes says, breaking news. Not breaking news. That happened earlier. We were going to talk about it later. I can tell you about it right now. It is worth a laugh. The Rams have signed Carson Wentz.
I mean, they're desperate, man.
That is desperate.
I'm actually surprised he wasn't signed before this.
There has been a lot of desperation.
Yeah, I mean, it
still is.
When you're at the trade deadline and you have the Vikings trading for Joshua Dobbs, you have the Rams actually tried to get John Wofford back from a practice squad. I can't remember which team had John Wofford, but they promoted him so that he couldn't be taken back by the Rams. So that's already desperate. If you're already going, hey, John Wofford is probably a guy we could probably maybe use again, and he was already a person you thought was capable of walking out of your building in the first place, you're already desperate. Carson Wentz is not that much more desperate than that.
Rico Suave says, Que pasa, hombres? I'll tell you, Que pasa. This just happened. Martavius Bryant is back. Dallas Cowboys are signing him up now that he's unsuspended, I guess. What was he in trouble for? I don't even remember. Last time he played was for the Raiders back in 2018. Martavius Bryant. Well, now he's a Cowboy. Oh, crap. I should go grab him. I got Brandon Cooks. I got to go get him. You know what? We should take a break so I can go get him. Hey, are you ready for this? Let's do this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Don't you
These
shake him.
statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, abortion and population control. Many voters call with this question. Yes, humanity must control population growth. Infinite systems on a finite planet is not possible. Sustainable, balanced existence in all things is the Quigley goal. Quigley supports all birth control that prevents conception. Quigley will mandate and supercharge birth control research at the National Institutes of Health and encourage the pharmaceutical industry to pick up where they stopped in 1973. Viability is the key test. The mother's health, quality of life, rape, incest, age are all relevant issues to consider. Economic pain and lifestyle choices are not relevant issues. Adoption, yes. We shall not kill innocent babies under the Quigley administration. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can, and together we will make America work for everybody.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Yeah, the breaking news of Martavius Bryant back after 5 years. I guess that's how long it took him to get all that marijuana out of his system. But he's back with the Cowboys. But the thing that everybody's really focusing on is that it was Shams Charania who on Twitter broke the news. And they're like, oh, wait, what? You're a basketball guy. What are you doing breaking football news? Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter and all these guys are probably a little bit ticked off right now. But whoever breaks it, breaks it. And evidently, Shams Charania had the scoop on that. I don't care. I follow the football guys. I don't think I even follow Shams Charania. In fact, it was Rappaport who retweeted that, and that's how I saw it. I only follow Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter. Is there anybody else I should be following? Because I feel like that gives me everything I need.
Shams Charania. As far as football goes, those are the guys, really. Maybe Jeff Darlington for
apparently Shams Charania as well.
I'm not in a hurry,
but yeah, for basketball.
Yeah,
you definitely need to follow Shams and watch.
All right, I'll follow him. I'll follow him. But what I'm saying is, I don't need anything else, right?
I don't think so.
I don't even need Schefter and Rappaport. One of them would probably do.
One of them would probably do, but usually one guy gets something that the other guy doesn't get. So
yeah, but then the other guy ends up with it. So it's not like any news is going to be lost. It's just, oh, did I get 3 seconds faster with this guy or that guy? I don't care about that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why am I in a hurry?
I guess there's no reason.
If people are driving down the road and they're concentrating on their driving and they're more worried about that, they're not sitting there checking their phone. So if I find out about it 8 seconds later and say, "Oh, hey guys, guess what?" Nobody's life has changed.
Says the guy that wants an 1,100 horsepower elephant engine in his car.
What does that have to do with breaking news?
Please.
It has nothing to do with it.
You could just touch the throttle on that car and it would beat most everything on the road.
Yes, I want one.
See?
And you'll go to lunch with me in that thing. You'll come back a different person.
with all of your hair standing on end, I think.
Probably in a body bag. I mean.
I'm a nice enough driver. I mean, you've been in sports cars with me before.
I have, and I'm still alive.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
that elephant though, we would have to go to lunch farther away, or else I just wouldn't get any satisfaction out of it. 888-368-1580. Random texture says, "Wait a minute, Rams just signed Carson Wentz, and you're calling them desperate? I'm waiting to see who signs Colin Kaepernick. That's going to be desperate. Nobody's going to sign him because he was blackballed, and now he's so far out of football, it's just never ever going to happen." But no,
whereas Carson, it's actually worse. I think you'd be more desperate to sign Carson than Colin, because with Colin, you all you have are the last things he did on a field ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
The last things we saw Carson Wentz do were multiple fumbles and multiple interceptions. That was the last thing he did on a football field, was basically get himself benched.
That you saw. But one of the things that did strike me is that Kurt Warner went to San Francisco to work with Colin Kaepernick. They were trying to get him out of his yips there, and even Kurt Warner couldn't help him at that time. So, I think that the game had left him back then and has not come back to him since.
Yeah.
But did he get blackballed? Yes. Would he have been better than a lot of the choices that people went with, even in that state? Yes. Was it unfair to him? Yes. But as far as football goes,
he wasn't a starter.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was going to argue that.
Random texter, thanks for that. Stockton Slap says, "Martavius Bryant, the greatest Bryant in all sports history." Kobe Bryant would like a word. Big Bear Bryant probably has something to say about
probably,
that.
yeah.
What other Bryants are there, Randy? I got the two. Anybody else?
There's Kobe Bryant. There's
Bear
Bryant.
Yeah,
but he was Bear Bryant. He wasn't Bryant.
He wasn't Bryant. Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
Just give him the tea. Just Bear Bryant. That's fine. Just give him the tea, sir. I'll give him a glass of tea. Now he's a tea.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know who else Bryant last
Des
name.
Bryant.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
Thank you, random texter.
We're just talking about comparisons to Martavius Bryant. I would say,
well,
career-wise, Des was better.
And if you've seen him on that show he's on, he's probably stoned too. I don't know. He's on that. What is it? You want to be a special forces guy show? I think that's what it's called. You want to be a special forces guy show?
Des Bryant is on a special forces show.
Yeah, and the clip of him, they go to him and they're like doing all these things, hanging from wires over cliffs. And then one clip is to him. Hell no. Yeah. It's like, well, he's not going to last long in that show. Pinocchio says, Bryant Gumbel. Hello. Brian Gumbel, everybody.
Does it count, though?
He used to be a pretty famous Bryant. Yeah, and he did sports. That HBO sports show.
I don't think I know any more Bryants.
Number one Rattlers fan says, "Did you see the huge news today about my beloved Arizona Rattlers?" I saw news. I don't know if I'd say huge.
Oh, no.
They're moving to Glendale, and they traded away their superstar quarterback. He's so superstar, I have no idea what his name is. But enjoy Glendale. Other sports teams have really, really succeeded there.
Well, that's a way to crush his hopes and dreams.
Did they melt the ice yet? I guess. Stockton Slap, he sent me a picture of a tattoo. He says, "Yeah, no joke." He says, "It's just a joke, guys. I am a huge Kobe fan. I even have his tat. And it's a tattoo of a snake around what looks like a Klingon logo." What's that supposed to be? Oh, it's upside down. Got it. What are those Roman numerals on your arm for? That's a cool tattoo. I ain't saying it ain't, but so that's his logo. Is that what that is? Big George says Lane Bryant has some nice fashion. We have got to get you to stop watching the Hallmark Channel, George.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeez. Random texture says, what about Anita Bryant? Is she a singer? She's well known in the orange juice chugging contest world. Chris Bryant, says Raven Kid, definitely better than Martavius.
Who?
I don't know who that is. Is that like a millennial thing? Is that like, or he's a Generation Z? Is that a Generation Z thing?
He's a baseball player.
Oh, well, we weren't talking baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
we
you know, if you're just talking about Bryant's in sports.
What team's he on?
Well, he was Cubs. Now
he was
he's
with the Rockies, I think. Yeah.
Had a horrible season.
Where's eyeliner? I'm looking at a picture of him right now. He's wearing eyeliner. Let's see. I'm fighting Wampa. Yes, he is. No, if I just Googled Chris Bryant and the first picture is of this hat on backwards. It looks like he's wearing eye makeup. Fighting Wampa says, must have been a lot of horny Bryants. Ain't that right, Jeffrey? Well, I'm an O'Brien, so I don't know.
It's just not even close.
Raven Kid says, they said in the sports world. No, that's fair. That's fair, Raven Kid. Well done. Heavy Metal Maniac says, hey, guys. Oh, well, it sucks. I came in second place. Can I get an ice cold beer for second place, Randy? I'll have to try again next week. Can't believe I picked the Jets to win. That's what I get for picking them Jets. I thought you switched at the last minute just to try to give yourself a chance to avoid the tiebreaker. So, but no, you actually picked that. All right.
Yeah, I switched the last minute, and that was a mistake I'll never make again.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the Chargers' defensive numbers, and they were really bad. And they're pretty good. It caused me to overlook the Jets' offensive numbers, which are equally as terrible, if not worse.
Rico Suave says, I got to work at Phoenix Raceway. I was breaking some tents down, and I found this little guy, and he shows a picture of a little scorpion right there. You know, well, you were doing that. Did you let this thing go, or did you smash it into the ground? I'm just kind of curious. There's no wrong answer there, but my bathroom downstairs. Well, we were watching the football the other day, and my wife's like, "Oh, I got to use the bathroom," and I started thinking, "Okay, did I put the seat down? Did I put the seat down? Yes. Oh, thank God." So she goes into the bathroom that generally I use, right? And she's in there for an appropriate amount of time. And all of a sudden I hear just screaming. And I'm like, and I know the scream. Randy, after you've been married a while, you hear different screams. You know exactly what they are.
Yes.
This was holy crap, there's a scorpion scream. So I went running in there to the door at least. And she's like, there's a scorpion. And I said, well, let me open the door and I'll kill it. And she's like, go get the lint brush. Because my go-to killer of a scorpion, if it's in a hurry, is my flip-flops. And so I guess she had everything under control. So I went back, I got the lint brush and came back. And the reason I needed the lint brush is because of where it was. So she's sitting there minding her own business and looks over and grabs a piece of toilet paper, starts pulling it towards her. And then over the top of the roll, there is a big, jacked up, muscular looking scorpion. This thing was huge.
He was on the TP roll. Huh?
Yes. And he's like, what do you want? And then he's like, oh, this is a bad idea. Then he turned around, went back, but stayed on the roll. So, I come in there and I've got the lint brush and she's all appropriate now. And we use the lint brush technique, which, by the way, will save you a lot of mess. And sometimes these little bastards run for it and they're fast. So if you go pow with the lint brush, it sticks to them. Now they're like this. They can't do nothing. They can't run away. They can't get off of that thing. They can't sting you. So then I go bam, bam from the Flintstones. Once it's stuck to the lint brush, bam, 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 bam. Just knock the crap out of it. Carefully peel the thing off, fold it over the top of the scorpion, walk outside. And then I stomp on it and put it in the trash. And so that's what happened.
Nice. Well done.
It was huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm.
Good on my wife, though. She did not panic. She screamed, but she didn't lose it,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't expect her to.
If you don't have a lint brush yet, Keon, I don't know why you're in Arizona.
I do have a lint brush.
For scorpions?
Well, not for scorpions, but I will use it for a scorpion if I encounter. So I just haven't encountered one yet.
Dual purpose.
Wow. Where you live must have been very good at spraying for bugs.
I disagree. I do have bug problems, just not scorpions.
I wonder if scorpions don't like those other bugs.
I don't
Whatever
know.
the
Maybe
case.
it's just because it's just really populated where I'm at.
You need to have a lint brush on hand. Trust me, because when it happens, you're going to want to be ready.
I did have a friend get bit in the neck. Just couldn't move his arm for a day.
Ooh,
it's not good.
Yeah, that you should go to the hospital, I think, if that happens. All right, guys, it's 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I don't know if this is a Friday show, but it's an odd one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a little bit of an odd one.
It's definitely a Tuesday show.
Mm-hmm. I just want to clean up what's left on the text line, and then we just got to start talking about some other stuff here. Yes, in the last hour, I talked about my heroics of killing another scorpion. But can you imagine? You're just minding your own business. You pull the toilet paper roll, and over the right of the top, there he is. Man, I go in there a lot of times at night. I don't even turn on the lights. I just do my thing, and I just went like, and then I probably would have got stung. That's just a wrong place for a scorpion to end up sitting on a roll of toilet paper.
Is your toilet paper roll, is it affixed to your wall?
No, to the cabinet next to where the sink is there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I
trying to figure out how that thing got up on there.
Well, I don't know. It just probably walked up the thing and then jumped to it. I don't know. Can scorpions jump? Stockton Slap was showing me his Mamba tattoo. He says the black Mamba wrapped around his logo. The numerals are 33. That is a cool looking. It's a cool looking logo though. That is a good looking tattoo, man. Moist One says Bryant Young was pretty good. If I Google this, it's going to be something dirty, isn't it? We were talking about Martavius Bryant, who's signing with the Dallas Cowboys and coming back. Oh, no, it's not anybody dirty. Good. Okay. Phew. It's a football player. It looks like he, I don't know, he used to be on the 49ers? Yeah. Gamecock says, hey, did you see Aaron Rodgers playing any games this season? Maybe with some of that mind-altering tea he likes to drink? I don't think so. I think that he just likes to mess with people. And people are like, oh, did you see the video where he was talking to that player? And he says, hey, I'll be back in just give me a few weeks. He didn't mean that. He was just being funny. And then he said, do you see him out there? He's not limping. You can have a surgery and not limp, but if you put any actual pressure on where that surgery was, you're going to end up with a limp. And Aaron Rodgers not limping doesn't mean that he didn't. Somebody tried to start a rumor that he never had a torn Achilles.
You can see it pop.
Yeah.
So that's ridiculous. But I think, Aaron Rodgers, A, likes attention.
Yeah.
B, has stupid levels of confidence in himself. Does he think he can play this season?
No.
I'm sure.
No.
There is no doctor.
He knows better.
That would let him.
He knows better because he can feel it. He had the surgery. He can feel the pain, and there is pain. And there, does he think there's a chance he might play later in the season?
It's not about
much later. Maybe he thinks that, but even he knows it's not going to be in a few weeks, like he said.
Yeah, he's thinking playoffs from what he said, and there isn't a doctor alive that would clear him for that. If he does that, that is his own risk and his own choice.
Let's all agree to the measurements, shall we? A couple is 2, a few is 3, a bunch more than 4.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have to be 4 or more? A bunch would have to be 4 or more.
That's what I said. Didn't I just say that?
No, you said more than 4.
That's the same thing. 4 or more than 4.
No, I don't think it is.
You're okay. I wasn't meaning to leave out 4, but I think everybody understood what I meant.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not again. Rico Suave says he smashed that scorpion. That poor scorpion was just out in the desert minding his own business. I mean, I'm not against it. Those are evil. But random texter
scorpion
says, did it take you any time at all, Jeffrey, to discern the scream from a scorpion scream and from a Jeffrey you've peed on the seat scream? No, because I've never done that. I've literally never done that.
How would that happen?
I maybe have left. She can't count on one hand how many times I've accidentally left the seat up. I am a gentleman, and I also have pretty damn good aim. I'm
just saying, just lift the seat up.
It's not even a scream that would be heard in my house for that.
Why would there be any need to get anything on the seat? I don't get that.
It's a very large target. Fish Tank says, does anyone call it a lint brush? That was a lint roller. It's always what I've heard it called is a lint brush since I was a kid. So I might be saying it wrong.
And maybe because I've just moved in a lot of places, I've heard it interchangeably. So
there you go, Fish Tank. Fubar 1000. How's this for a texture nickname? Scorpion Killer. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Baby Got Dax says, hi, guys. For all the Saquon Barkley managers, he is listed as the 4th quarterback on the Giants depth chart. That might actually happen once the Dallas D dominates them on Sunday. Oh, baby got Dak. Baby got Dak. What are you going to change your Dexter nickname to when Dak Prescott is no longer the quarterback of your Dallas Cowboys? So do we stick her with that name forever, or do we let her change that to something else?
I don't know. That's kind of that's a bit of a fluid topic as far as I'm concerned. I think if Dak is no longer the quarterback and he goes away, we ought to give her a right to change her name. So
baby got Kellen. I mean, I don't know who.
Baby got Carson Wentz.
Baby got
see,
Wentz.
Now look, as
Carson
funny as that would be,
Wentz,
and it would be hilarious. I don't know if I'd actually wish that on anybody. I
wonder if her name was Baby Got Romo before she was Baby Got Dak.
Rico Suave says, "Stick it." Stick what? I'm on your
good.
side. Kill that son of a bitch.
Oh no!
Are you saying? Am I getting yelled at? I can't tell. Kyle G says, "I would love to see Rodgers come back this season, not for the Jets or Rodgers, but because it would mean that there's a huge medical breakthrough, and that's always exciting to see. If he comes back too soon, at that point, I'm going to start to wonder if that conspiracy theory about him faking it was true.
I mean, maybe, but if he comes back, it's also what he looks like when he comes back. Because if he comes back like next week, I expect him to look like garbage. I saw him throwing the football. There was a hitch there when his leg was pushing off the ground, because how could there not be? There's a whole tendon that connects your heel to the rest of your leg that tore. So no.
What's that tendon called again?
The Achilles.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm just not going to buy it until I see him go out there and then play well. Because even if he decides, you know what, I am coming back in 2 weeks, he's not going to look good. He's going to look like a guy with a torn Achilles.
Moist one, I do not pee sitting down. That is not true. That is not true. Just another face in the crowd says pressure on a wounded area is one thing, but torque on an injury, that is a whole different force. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking out there. He's kind of throwing the ball. He's not putting real weight or real energy behind any of that. And I'm sure he's very aware of when that starts to twinge, like, okay, better stop doing that,
Yeah, can Aaron Rodgers drop back 40 times in a game right now? No, he can't. It's not possible.
Raven Kid says Rodgers even said on the Pat McAfee show that he didn't know the audio was recording last night. He was just joking when he said that a couple weeks. Well, that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm still not sure why Rico Suave told me to stick it. I wasn't criticizing.
Was it all caps?
No. After I asked him what he did with the Scorpion, he said, smashed it. And I was like, oh, the poor guy, he's out there doing his own thing. But then I said, but I support you. But then maybe he type stick it before I said I support him.
Did he have an exclamation point after stick it?
No. Just stick it.
Then I wouldn't. I don't think he was directing that at you.
He's showing his age a little bit. I mean, it would have been real bad if he said, sit on it, Potsy. Oh, I always thought that was amazing. Do you not remember that? Happy Day.
Oh, yeah, but I always heard sit on it, Ralph.
Oh, yeah, they all said it to each other. And there was that tense moment when Richie said, sit on it, Fonz. Everybody's like, oh, my God.
He's probably the only person in the world that could tell the Fonz to sit on it.
Rico Suave says, I meant the blender name. Now I don't understand anything. I don't understand Rico Suave. Fifth letter says, it should be no more dacking around if he leaves for Baby Got Dak. No more dacking around?
Dak's not here.
because he's not there. So you can...
Okay, kind of like that. That's pretty good, fifth letter. Fish Tank says, can Baby Got Dak change your name to Baby Got Crack? In honor of Michael Irvin. That was cocaine. I don't think it was crack. Was it crack?
No, Michael Irvin was rich. That was cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, that was funny. Kiss the Cook says, yeah, it's both. A lint brush is a brush. A roller is made with tape. Yeah, but that's just telling you what it was called, man. Random Texter says, if you allow Baby Got Dak to change her name because Dak Prescott is no longer around as a quarterback, you should allow me to change my name because technically I'm no longer a random texter. In the greater scheme of life, aren't we all, though?
That's a good point.
Petition denied. Stockton Slap says at any point when you were, wrong. Here it is. Yeah, jumping that scorpion, did you yell, "Get over here"?
Oh man, that is a Mortal Kombat reference, because that's what the fighter in the game, Scorpion, that's what he says. He's got this move where he can grab you and pull you.
Yeah.
He goes, "Get over here."
Wow.
Which is that sound that's burned into my mind because my friend would basically just use that one attack on me when we play Super Nintendo as kids. That is a deep cut, man.
Yeah.
That is
well, good on you for catching it. Nicely played, Stockton Slap. Well done. Rico Suave says, "Baby got facts." Yeah, well, only if she works in an office, then baby got facts. That would make sense.
Yeah, good point.
Fighting Wampa says, "Remember when Fonzie told Mr. Cunningham to French kiss?" He never said that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I had to stop at French kiss and then good God, that was like the most real LOL I've ever done, Fighting Wampa. Thank you for that. Now we're caught up on the text line. Let's just let's move on. All right. So we had talked about the in-tournament whole stupid thing, but I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to talk about is remember Tim Donahue there, the guy who got in trouble there back in
the betting referee.
Yes. Well, now he's out talking about stuff, and he's like, the NBA pushed for us officials to call more fouls for the stars, like Kobe Bryant.
I knew it.
He says they would show you plays and say, this was a foul, that was missed. These three referees missed this play. Make sure you don't let this happen tonight. Make sure you call this when it happened. And basically, they also said, some of them we called more fouls on. He said, according to Tim Donahue, NBA urged people to call more fouls on Raja Bell because he prided himself on being the Kobe stopper. So they made it impossible for him to play Kobe the way he would play Kobe. He says, "I'll never forget when Kobe was in a playoff series with the Phoenix Suns. I forget who the defender was, but they called him the Kobe stopper." And he says they would show us videos of games and plays that fouls weren't called in this guy or him defending too strongly. And they're like, they wanted freedom of movement for Kobe because they wanted higher scores in these games. So was this the NBA or who specifically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know exactly. Like, was that like a David Stern came down from on high thing, or was that in, officiating? The NBA said, "Hey, look, these are the things that, we would like to emphasize." And then you kind of read between the lines and go, okay, that by emphasize this, they really mean they want more points. I don't know. That's a really good question, but I will say it's not if it was a secret, it's the worst kept secret in basketball that superstars get more fouls.
Yeah, we see that with our own eyeballs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, about all that. Tim Donahue is the only one talking. Don't you think we'd have heard this from other people in the last 15 years, 16 years?
I don't know. Because the NBA officiating, and I don't know if this is like this in every other sport, but NBA officiating is kind of an old boys network, and everybody kind of knows everybody, and there are at this point like multiple generations of people who have been referees, like one guy, then his son, and then like his grandson is an official. Like there's a whole lot of guys covering for each other in NBA officiating. So I don't know that would necessarily have come out. And Donahue just doesn't have anything to lose, which doesn't necessarily make him credible, but it puts him in the unique position where no one's really got his back anyway, so he can just say whatever.
Yeah. So, but is he credible? Which way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could just be just talking crap because he just feels like nobody's talked to him in a minute.
He could, but like, especially when he was officiating, there were sketchy moments in the NBA, like truly sketchy. Like the NBA hasn't had anything close to what what we saw, between 2005 and 2010. It was a ridiculous run of just like you couldn't trust the officiating because it was so blatantly, I don't even want to say biased. It was just that the league knew who the stars were and they knew who was going to be a draw in the NBA finals. Like the finals that they had where it was the Pistons and I want to say it was the Spurs. It was just such a low scoring series. It was two defensive minded teams. It was grinded out basketball, and the league hated that. And there are stories about how the games were officiated differently afterwards. So that the next NBA Finals, we had stars there, guys that could score, individual people you could market. So I'm pretty sure there's some crap in there, but I don't think it's 100% crap.
Well, Donahue says the Kobe stopper was Raja Bell from the Phoenix Suns. Hefty Lefty says the Kobe stopper was Ruben Patterson of the Blazers, although Patterson gave himself that nickname and proceeded to, in fact, not stop Kobe.
Yeah, there were lots of people who were trying to take that title because you were either the guy that could stop Kobe or you were going to go head to head and try and outscore him.
Good luck.
Only happened a couple times to my knowledge. And yeah, the Patterson one was funny because he got absolutely roasted. I mean, Kobe lit that poor man on fire. It was brutal.
Mr. Pringle says they don't call fouls on Kobe in Denver. Somebody should have said stop in Colorado.
Oh boy.
Rico Suave says Michael Jordan didn't need the help. That's why he's the GOAT. I don't know that Kobe Bryant needed the help.
It wasn't about needed the help. It was that if you were Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, the league just wanted you to do well. Like that's what it was. And even now, they've just sort of decided, let's just equal opportunity this. Let's call fouls on everybody. So everything's a foul. So you can't touch anybody. You breathe on a guy, it's a foul. But it did start by giving special treatment to the stars first.
All right, look, we're going to take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little Major League Baseball, some of the movement of the managers and other things. I've got some other sports stuff to talk about soon, though. We'll have the aftermath of Week 9, some NFL stuff, getting you ready for Week 10. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Let's head out. The theater's about to close.
Wait, what does that sign say?
Warning, watch your step.
No, next to it.
If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
This week at Target, you'll find different early Black Friday deals. Get fun deals on the latest tech, toys, and video games, plus smart deals on small appliances, floor care, and so much more. At Target, you'll discover different early Black Friday deals each week and get what you need for the holidays fast with free drive up or score free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Get low prices and early Black Friday deals only at Target. Exclusions apply.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Speaking of the mighty Lopes, how'd they do last night, Keon?
Big victory for the Lopes. 21-point win over Southeast Missouri. Basically controlled the game from the word go. Which is good because last year they played Montana State, I think, to start the season. And that was a team that had gone to an NCAA tournament, had a similar path to GCU, but then they fell behind early and had to come from behind in the second half to win last year. This year, Southeast Missouri was also in the NCAA tournament. They had to win their conference tournament to get in, just like GCU had to. Actually, GCU had to win 4 games in 5 nights to get in. Southeast Missouri had to win 4 games in 4 nights to get in. They did. So it was a chance to kind of be in the same situation and see how the team was going to do. And this version of the team, because a lot of guys left in the transfer portal, there's some new guys in there. There's some guys there that are familiar faces too. But this version of the team, they got out to a hot start and never looked back.
So we still don't know for sure if GCU is a tournament team or if they're just a pretty good team. So how will we find out when they're a tournament team?
Well, for them, it's about winning the WAC, winning the Western Athletic Conference. If they can do that, they're in. That's just plain and simple. And they are the favorite to do it. So they're going to have that opportunity. Also, in the WAC tournament, where you're seated is also going to depend on the strength of schedule that you play. So you hope teams like Southeast Missouri, you spanked them, but you send them on, you hope they have a great season so that they can make your strength of schedule look a whole lot better as well. So we'll have a good idea of where they're going to be in the WAC tournament, and then they've just got to win that to get in.
Well, they're about to face their toughest challenge of the year. NAU is coming to GCU. See, that's what it means to be professional.
Yeah.
I could say that without laughing.
I mean, when you said it.
Yeah.
Not just
now I can laugh because I got done saying it. NAU not really known for their sports, I guess. I mean, are they known for any sports?
I mean, they've got a respectable football program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so they're kind of okay at football. I think they beat Arizona last year, didn't they? And that made us all happy. But outside of that, the Fighting Lumberjacks of NAU, they're not really.
No, yeah. They opened their season with number 6 UConn, and it did not go well.
Yeah,
did not go well.
So what is GCU ranked? I guess within their own little conference, right? They're probably number 1.
I mean, yeah, right now they're just it's a whole lot of 1-0s and stuff, so there's not going to be any clear ranking on where they are just yet. When they start getting into conference play and they start playing those other WAC teams, we'll see how they go.
Chief Skull says somebody break it to Boogie that he's going to have a new head coach at Michigan next year. Is Boogie a Michigan guy? I know he's a Detroit fan, but we learned this last week, Friday, at the remote, Randy. Wish you could have been there, but we learned that about every 2 blocks there's a university. There's many, many different universities in Michigan, in Detroit specifically, tons of them, just tons of them. So I don't know that Boogie is. I thought Boogie was like an ASU guy. I don't know. Boogie.
Well, I think he's an ASU guy, but I think he's a big, UM guy.
Hefty Lefty says they have 6 of the last 7 national championships in cross country. The Lumberjacks?
Lumberjacks too.
At
good
what
for them.
level? At what level, though? I guess, NAU did not do well last night. Says, although the Lumberjacks had to play defending national champion UConn, it was a fun first game for the Jacks.
Was it, though?
Doesn't sound like it was. Yeah, doesn't sound like it was.
At the walk-up Sky Dome there in Flagstaff?
I don't know where it was. All right, so let's talk about this. Yesterday, we told you how human question mark at the back, Craig Counsell, former Arizona Diamondback. He had been the Brewers manager. And then during the last game between the Brewers and the Diamondbacks, I heard the announcer saying, and there's some talk that he's going to be a free agent and figuring out what he's going to do next year. Turns out the Brewers did offer him some money, and they said this was an offer that would have also made him the highest paid manager in the game. But he's like, Counsell's like, no, I'm going to see what offers I can get out there. And somebody else made him the higher paid manager in the game, and that was the Cubs. But I guess people are a little bit salty in the land of cheese. The Wisconsin folks are angry. You know how there's Minnesota nice? That does not apply to Wisconsin. In fact, there is a little park that was named after Craig Counsell. It's Craig Counsell Park, the home of the Whitefish Bay, I guess. It's a little league or something. And somebody made their feelings known by vandalizing the sign. Right over the top of Craig Counsell, they just wrote ass. So now it's the Ass Park, home of the Whitefish Bay. So
I'm surprised you know how to spell there in Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ass there, so
there's a lot of drinking too.
Yeah, but I guess the owner of the team, everybody's acting like surprised that he left, and it's like, he didn't do anybody dirty on this. They had a conversation, they gave him an offer, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna stay a free agent. I just want to see what my opportunities are. And he leverages, his success with the season, and then talks to some people. And I think he always kind of wanted to be over there with the Cubs as it was. And they sound like ex-girlfriend, like jilted ex-girlfriend. Here's the owner. Well, at a press conference. Well, we're all here today because we've lost Craig. But I've reflected on this. Craig has lost us, and he's lost our community also.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to start singing "I Will Survive" anymore.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Milwaukee, anything, they feel like they have the nicest community. It's a family environment, loyal fans. Everybody knows everybody and takes care of everybody. And then you get that right there at Craig Counsell Park. Somebody just in black spray paint marks up his field and says "ass." Yeah. Well, you know what? I hope that that Craig Counsell goes to Chicago, drives that 150 miles to Milwaukee several times a season, and just beats their ass every time they go in there. Just every time the Brewers meet the Cubs, I hope the Cubs beat them to death. And Craig Counsell is just one of the nicest guys in the baseball world. I don't think he's got a bad bone in him. He's a genuinely nice human being. And you're right, Jeffrey. He took his opportunity to go out, and these guys are feeling like the jilted girlfriend. How dare you leave us in our community and our family values and all this business?
Especially a community like that, where it's like, it's a lot of working class people. And then here's the organization. They weren't being stingy. They were willing to pay. And it's not like that you were already going to make a lot of money. And then, of course, he went to Chicago, which people in Milwaukee do not like people in Chicago. Just a fact. So you didn't just leave. You went to Chicago. Yeah, they don't like you over there right now.
Well, like Craig Counsell would know that. I mean, he grew up in Wisconsin.
so he knows better. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's just, I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I'm not saying he deserves the hate. I'm saying that particular community, if I would be willing to bet that if he went to Miami and started managing the Florida Marlins, you wouldn't have the level of hate that you have right now because he went to the Cubs.
So here's the tapestry that Craig Counsell has. It's in the kitchen. You have a little sign. It says, as for me and my house, we will all go to the bank. That's what we're doing. We're just
yeah,
going to the bank.
I've just never gotten mad at a person for getting
You
paid
know,
before.
Craig Council
so-
sees an opportunity with an organization that's willing to spend some money, and they want to win a championship. And Craig Council has had the Milwaukee Brewers at the first of the Central Division for several years in a row now. They have always criticized him for not being able to win the big one. Well, there's a reason for that. You can't get the big get the big guns there, and the guys that they had there at one time that were the big guns. Well, they're older now. They're no longer the big guns. And Milwaukee has done nothing to bring in some other talent in Milwaukee, but rather deal people away. So I think his move to Chicago is a statement that I want to go somewhere that gives me an opportunity to manage a team that is going to be a World Series contender.
And to agree with Randy, I was looking up stuff for the Diamondbacks because there was just a whole bunch of really interesting stats from when the Diamondbacks went to the World Series. Like the last 10 years, if you beat the Brewers, you go to the World Series. Like if you meet them on your playoff run and you beat them, you go to the World Series. It's just that's just what the rule has been. So like, why would Craig Council want to go back and be somebody else's stepping stone? You know.
Keon is correct about Craig Council, says Thunder Snow. Hall of Fame texter right there. I haven't heard from you for a minute. He says the only thing that would have been worse is if he was hired as manager of the White Sox.
Yeah,
Delicious says, as a Cubs fan, I am pissed that Ross got canned, but I'll never get. He says I will get over it if Council keeps us winning, and he gets Bellinger to re-sign. There you go, Delicious. Swazman says, great to have Craig Council, former Diamondback World Series champ, as our manager in Chicago, 77 miles from Milwaukee to Wrigley Field. That's a big win for Chicago in the offseason, kind of like when they added Joe Madden and won the World Series eventually. Fubar 1000 says, I'm sure there's no love lost between pro teams in Wisconsin and Illinois. You are correct.
Mhm.
Hefty Lefty says, does Pete Davidson still play for the Brewers? Pete Davidson? Not the dark-eyed, unfunny dude from Saturday Night Live,
You
right?
mean just Christian Yelich?
Yeah, does Christian Yelich look like Pete Davidson?
Yeah, kind of. And yes, he still plays there, and he hasn't been putting up great numbers lately. So
I always thought he looked more like Sheen from that Jimmy Neutron cartoon.
Lost Toby says, going to a division rival just feels dirty. I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
It's just like, if somebody, I don't know, like if for instance, if Davey Martinez left the Nationals to go manage the Mets, I might actually just vomit, like on the spot, just read the news and then just blow chunks.
So yeah, you guys remember Ichiro Suzuki? You remember that guy?
Yeah,
Ichiro, yeah. Ichiro Suzuki.
I know it's Ichiro, but I like to call him Ichiro. That's been an argument that I've been having with people for like 20 years. And I've enjoyed every minute of it because I know it's Ichiro, but I like to call him Ichiro. Anyway, he was teaching some kids how to hit. And so he starts taking a little batting practice there at this school. And at a high school in Japan, I'm not even going to try to say the name of the high school, but he's still hitting it at 50. He was sitting there taking some pitches. I don't know how many. He took about 63 different swings, and he cleared the 26-foot high netting a couple of different times, but one of the times broke a window on the school.
Uh-oh.
It was the best video. Because then he's like, ooh, you can tell it's like a little kid just enjoying the game, enjoying hitting. But if you look for it, it's pretty fun. Just Suzuki, most recent video, you'll find it on the Twitters. But he just the glee and the of hitting the window on that school. The other thing I thought was interesting about that is that school has curtains. Have you ever been in a school with curtains?
No,
there's curtains on the window.
But I've never been in a Japanese school, so
yeah, that's true. I just never even occurred to me because there was always blinds. There's never curtains. So anyway,
that's fun.
Go find that, and you'll thank me for it. Yeah,
the
Keon's
still
got
image of his face is just it's just great.
Covered in his mouth, like oh no,
oh man,
he's got to have to pay for that window probably.
Probably. Look, he has the money.
So, Keon, oh my gosh, you know what we should have been doing right there is the college football wrap up. Let me tell you what, we'll get to that in the next hour at 5:20. But one of the things I want to ask you about is all of a sudden in my feed, I've got two different stories about a school I've never heard of, James Madison.
James Madison.
James Madison came out and just made Tom Izzo depressed. It was a 79-76 overtime victory, fourth ranked Michigan State. Oh, we maybe shouldn't talk about this. Is Radio Ron in the building?
I don't know if he is still.
If he's not, if he's hanging out with JD Hayworth, we're good.
I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. So, just embarrassed them. James Madison beats Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans. And so, and then the other story was how James Madison is writing the NCAA a letter saying, hey, listen, our team is 9-0. We should be bowl eligible. Please, put us in a bowl or something here. We're pretty good. So where did this come from? All of a sudden, this James Madison just exists.
Well, James Madison is I believe in Virginia. I've driven past the school actually, but they were in a Division II, I believe, before, and so they transferred to move up to a Division I, and there is a 1-year probation of bowl eligibility if you move from 2 to 1. It's one of the dumbest rules the NCAA has, and they have so many dumb rules. So for this to be one of the dumbest is it's up there, because the idea that you would go from a lower division to a higher division with those same players and compete and then get punished essentially by not being able to go to any bowl game, none of them. That's just silly. I mean, they're 9-0. They're undefeated. They've beaten everyone on their schedule. I just think at that point, with the bowl game that we have, where we allow just about every team in that's won at least 5 games.
There are 41 bowl games.
You mean undefeated James Madison can't go to 1? That's silly. And so a lot of people are making the joke that this is James Madison's revenge tour, that they knocked off Michigan State, that their soccer team knocked off the number 1 soccer team in the country.
I didn't see that story for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because it's soccer.
Right.
But the idea that they're just going to keep taking things that the NCAA loves until they're allowed to play in a bowl game, I'm okay with that.
Where did all these athletes come from that makes James Madison now a school to contend with?
Well, and the thing is, I don't know how long term that is for basketball, and I haven't been following their soccer program at all. So I have no idea if these are just one-off upsets and coincidences or something that they can continue. But as far as their football program goes, they've been building that for a while. And you can see, what schools that's a priority for them. Like when you see GCU, like building their basketball program and making that thing bigger and stronger is a priority for GCU. And so they have a goal now if they're trying to make they're not just making the NCAA tournament. They've done it twice in 3 years. Now you're trying to win a game and see how much further you can go to get your name out there. That's what James Madison did with their football program. That's what they moved up to Division I for. And so they've been recruiting these athletes. This didn't come out of nowhere for them. It wasn't a Deion Sanders, let's raid the transfer portal deal. They've been building this thing slowly. And so now they've got a football team that can compete, and they're not even saying, hey, send us to a New Year's Big Six game or send us to the playoff. We just want to go to a bowl game. And I think
bowl
that's
will do.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to deny James Madison the ability to go to the Meineke Car Care Bowl would be insane.
Hey, we have a new texter here on the text line. 1631 says, we had curtains in our grade school in Minnesota. Really? Okay. Well, I guess so. Try to keep some of the cold out or something. I don't know. I just don't remember ever seeing curtains. Of course, I went to school in Oregon and Arizona. So
in Oregon, the curtains would have just been redundant. Really?
Yeah. There's no worry about light coming in through the windows. It's cloudy almost every day. So 1631, welcome to the text line. And if you've got a texter nickname you want to try out, throw it on in there. And if not, Randy and I can give you a hand with that. See, Barry Bonds used to say Ichiro would win the home run derby. That man has got some power. Was he never in the home run derby?
Well, no, because Ichiro never really hit for power. He always said he could if he wanted to, but that's just not how he liked playing baseball. So he didn't do it.
Smart. T-Licious says James Madison was Division II, then FCS, where they won 2 championships. Now FBS. Okay.
Yeah. So they basically were already good at the lower level. So they've moved up. But the idea they have to wait a year before they can compete is dumb.
Pickle D, listen to this nightmare. He says, I had a 25-game college basketball parlay that got ruined by that game last night by James Madison. All 24 hit.
You've got to be kidding me.
Except that game.
Oh, my God.
He says, thankfully, I caught it late in the fourth quarter and hedged my betting JMU money line at plus 940. Ended up paying out $2 less, but still a win. That's pretty impressive.
At least you caught it.
Yeah. Good for you, man. Number one Rattlers fan says James Madison is filled with players. Earth of the Sun from James Madison. What? I don't understand what you were saying. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game. Forgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown! Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
This week at Target, you'll find different early Black Friday deals. Get fun deals on the latest tech, toys, and video games, plus smart deals on small appliances, floor care, and so much more. At Target, you'll discover different early Black Friday deals each week and get what you need for the holidays fast with free drive up or score free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Get low prices and early Black Friday deals only at Target. Exclusions apply.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I'll give you the rundown for Sunday football. We got tons of it. Got Colts and Patriots at 7 a.m. in Germany. Then at 10:30 a.m., Packers and Steelers. And then for Sunday Night Football, Jets are at the Raiders. But in between there, at throughout 3:15 p.m., NAU and GCU will battle it out on the a hardwood. I really hesitate to say that. I guess I shouldn't say ever hardwood on this show. I mean, any place else, I'd be okay.
I mean, why not? It's called the old hardwood.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's coming next. So, hey, we're almost ready to talk a bunch of NFL, the aftermath of Week 9. But boy, did you hear about this? I didn't even know that there was an issue. But I guess Mark Zuckerberg tore his ACL. He was sparring for what they said was going to be a competitive MMA fight next year. Well, Elon Musk wussed out on Zuckerberg, and I know all the yes men are like, "Oh yeah, Mark, you're looking great. Oh yeah, you can kick some ass. Oh yeah, you're." And this saved their jobs because now he tore his ACL. He can't fight. And what's going to happen is the time that he's trying to rehab that, he's going to realize, I guess I'll move on to something else as a rich, bored, creepy looking billionaire. And but yeah, he was going to actually fight somebody. The question is, who is he going to fight? Who is going to fight Mark Zuckerberg?
That is an interesting question.
If you lose, you're humiliated. You got beat up by an android, or you win, your Facebook never works again. You're banned from everything.
That wouldn't be the worst thing ever, but
I guess not.
I can't log on.
How would I see what my grandma's doing?
But I don't know. It would have to be some other amateur who, who wouldn't have their reputation hurt from fighting Mark Zuckerberg.
So who is he going to competitively fight? That's the thing. That's the part of the story that nobody is talking about. But it ain't Musk, because he wussed out. He just made a bunch of excuses, and Zuckerberg got tired of his crap. So, but yeah, so we'll have to wait to see that happen. You ever go to Shake Shack? Have you ever been to Shake Shack?
Shake Shack?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I like
What do
Shake
they got?
Shack.
What all the stuff they have at Shake Shack?
They've got really good burgers.
Mhm.
I
Do
like
we
the
have
drinks.
them here?
Yeah.
Where's the Shake Shack at?
Oh, I know that there's one over
Tempe?
No, actually, it's uptown Phoenix, but I can't remember off the top of my head what the cross streets are.
Here, I'll look
It's
it
like
up.
Camelback and
Shake
something.
Shack near me. Why do they call it? Do they have like really great shakes or something?
Maybe I've never had their shakes, so I don't know. But their burgers are really good. I
Looks
do
like
like.
there's one in Uptown Plaza. There's one in the east
I see.
part of the Central Valley, and one in Scottsdale.
There's one north of you, Randy. There's one right by you in Scottsdale right now, Keon. Yeah, okay. So there's about 5 or 6 of them here in the valley. It's supposed to be one over here by me, or at least coming in the. There it is, Santan Village. Okay, so the Shake Shack just announced something cool. If
Okay.
you've already given up on your NFL team or your fantasy football team, there's another reason to watch NFL this Sunday to see if you can spot anybody doing the chicken dance.
Spot anybody doing the chicken dance.
Shake Shack has just announced a new nationwide promotion where they're giving America a free chicken sandwich if an NFL player does a touchdown celebration that includes a chicken dance. That whole stupid. I hate that, by the way. Oh my God, I hate that. Hate the chicken dance. If I go to a wedding and the chicken dance starts, I'm walking out and I'm never coming back.
I've never been to a wedding with a chicken dance. That is, I don't know if I would. I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay there.
Where do you do the chicken dance mostly?
Well, I lost a bet once. That's the last time I had to do it.
I mean, where does the chicken dance spontaneously happen outside of a hockey game or something? They do that and put people on the screen. I hate that.
I don't know.
You know what the chicken dance is, at least.
Yeah, I know what it is, but
all right.
why
Well, it's only
would
going to
you
happen.
do it at a wedding?
It's only going to happen on Sunday's games. So if it doesn't happen on Sunday, nobody gets a free chicken sandwich. If a player does the dance, you can redeem your chicken sandwich at any location the following week. It has to be the following week up to November 19th. You got to have the Shake Shack app, and you can't just walk out with a free sandwich. You got to spend $10 on other food and beverages. The app will also let you know if the dance happened. I don't know. Is a chicken sandwich worth getting the app at the Shake Shack?
It's a really good chicken sandwich, but
Yeah, I got to spend $10 on other stuff too.
Yeah, at that point, I just go in and get a burger. I mean,
this starts to sound just like a coupon, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. If you're going to have me jump through hoops, the stuff at the end should be free.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I like just give me the free thing.
Yeah.
Don't make me get an app. Don't make me buy other stuff. It's not free if you do it this way.
Yeah.
Choro says there's one at Central and Camelback. Lost Toby
That's the one.
says, I've been to the Love Shack. It's not a real place. Hefty Lefty says they're very good burgers, but they are pricey, like Five Guys. Unlike Five Guys, though, I find Shake Shack actually worth the splurge. All right, so Shake Shack, pretty good. But I guess if you want an extra free chicken sandwich, you still have to spend $10. But that's easy to do.
So let me get this right. You have to watch all the Sunday football games to see if an NFL player does some sort of touchdown celebration that includes the chicken dance. Then you have to go to your neighborhood Shake Shack, which there's only 5 in the valley, and you walk in there and you have to have their app, and you say, I need $10 worth of food and I want my free chicken sandwich, and they may or may not confirm that was the chicken dance. Is that what I'm to understand?
Everything is right what you said, except for you don't have to watch the games. They'll watch the games for you, and if you have the app, they'll let you know that that it happened.
Oh, okay.
That part is a little bit easier, but the stuff at the end should still be free.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, maybe you should just buy like a soft drink or a shake, and you get a free chicken sandwich.
Just make the sandwich free, and then people will buy the other stuff around it, and then hopefully get a taste for Shake Shack.
Fast food is expensive now. $10 just for one person at the very minimum. Minimum. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this chicken sandwich is worth it. Maybe at the cost of things. Why not?
But Shake Shack is pricier than most. So,
did we talk about last night's game? Did we talk about any of that? Did we need to talk about any of that? It was just not. It wasn't a great
touched on it
game.
a little bit.
Was there a game last night?
It wasn't great.
That was awful. The Jets' offense didn't show up to the game.
I don't know if I would have finished watching it if I hadn't just been sitting there and waiting to see if Dicker the kicker was going to get more than 10 points. If it weren't for that, I probably would have been watching something else.
I had Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, and so that I watched the first half.
Did you lose your fantasy football game?
Oh yeah.
Brees Hall is so good, though.
He was
is
awesome.
So good.
No, I like having him. I just needed a miracle from him, and to be fair, a miracle is a lot to ask of just one guy on that offense.
Lost Toby says your mom's bedroom is a real place.
I wish I knew what that was in reference to.
I can't even be mad about that. My mom's bedroom is very nice.
It is a real place.
Very good taste in furniture and blankies, and her little dogs have their own little bed, and they have steps if they want to come up. So yeah, it is a real place. I don't understand. I can't even be mad about that, to be honest.
I have your mom's bedroom is a wonderland.
Don't even go. No, don't. If you start singing "My Mom's Body is a Wonderland," I will beat the hell out of you. You John Mayer at my mom. I swear to God, I will put you and snap you like a twig. I don't even care.
What are you talking about?
I will hit you with my car.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
Talking about your mom's bedroom and nice blankies and stairs for the dogs to climb up.
Yeah, you know damn well what you're doing right now. You're on very
Safe
thin
to
ice,
say,
Randy White.
Your mom's bedroom is a wonderland.
That's where you just has got to stop right there. Not another word, I don't think. Let's talk about Keenan Allen Wayans getting his 10,000 yards. It was funny. Right before that happened, my wife's sitting there, we're watching, and Keenan Allen was out of breath. She's like, oh, he needs to work on his cardio. I'm like, honey, I think he's pretty good with cardio. He's a wide receiver. He's like, yeah, but look how he's huffing and puffing there. And then all of a sudden they said, hey, congratulations, 10,000 career receiving yards. And she goes, oh, he's old. It's like, he's 31 and I'm 52, but thanks a lot, honey. He's old. I mean, he's football old, I guess.
At 31? No,
he had just ran like 3 or 4 routes in a row,
Yeah, he's the offense. He understands. He has to get open on this team. There isn't anybody else.
1631 says, what if Randy Zach Wilson's your mom? I'll tell you what'll happen. They'll never find his body. That's simple as that. Just another face in the crowd says, the only place I saw the chicken dance pop up randomly was in a small pissant pub in England. Apparently, the last one to get up and dance had to wash dishes for 30 minutes. When you finish, the publican would give you a pint.
The Republicans?
No, it's the person who's running the pub.
This is not a political show. I don't know who just texted that in.
No,
we leave politics out of this damn show.
Not
okay?
Republican, just
I don't
publican.
know why you bring it here all of a sudden and start throwing politics on the damn show. I just don't understand it.
Hey, in 1631, with an awesome line like, what if he's Zach Wilson's your mom? You're going to need a Texter nickname now. Come on. You're fitting in quite nicely. It's time for a Texter nickname.
I just need a little mom time.
Have you ever suffered a ruptured testicle? You're about to. Before one more word comes out of your mouth, check with your insurance, see if that's covered, Randy.
Your mom always did like me better.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. You know, George Washington warned 250 years ago, do not go down the road of party politics. It will end in tribalism and problems will not get solved. Logically, it's wrong to have parties controlling the White House. Why? The president must work for all Americans, the whole country, not a subsection or a slice of it like the parties. You know, folks, Biden is clearly too old and too sick to be the president. With Hunter, they are corrupt to the core. Traitor old man Trump is a brainless salesman that thinks obstructionism is good for America. You know, the best age bracket to serve as an elected official is between 50 and 70 years old. For the record, Quigley is 56. Quigley works for all Americans. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can. Together, we will make America work for everybody.
This week at Target, you'll find different early Black Friday deals. Get fun deals on the latest tech, toys, and video games, plus smart deals on small appliances, floor care, and so much more. At Target, you'll discover different early Black Friday deals each week and get what you need for the holidays fast with free drive up or score free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Get low prices and early Black Friday deals only at Target. Exclusions apply.
This before.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Where the hell did you go, Randy? What is wrong with you?
I thought it was 6 o'clock.
Did you really?
I did.
Randy, Keon and I are looking at each other, and we're like, Randy's like, bye, and he gets off, and we're like, what the hell just happened here? Did you not set your clocks right?
See, we'll just call it a senior moment.
I think every moment with you is a senior moment. Senior? Jeez. All right. Well, welcome back, Randy.
It's good to be back. Thank you.
We're going to talk about, one of the things we're going to talk about is the aftermath of the season. And then, of course, at about 5:20, we're going to have Keon Rose's college football dance party recap from the previous week. Let me get caught up in the text line really quick here. Lost Toby says, you said the Love Shack wasn't a real place? Your mom and I disagree. All right. Okay. I'm going to punch somebody in the face. Enough of the mom stuff. Number one Rattlers fan says all James Madison players. Okay. I'm going to have to fact check that before I say it out loud. Just another face in the crowd says, I love the politics rant, especially poignant coming out of a station that has JD Hayworth on the payroll. Okay. This station doesn't. The other station does. Money Radio does. This is just a sports station. This is not a political station. I mean, if you want to blame the company, well, understand something. Many other radio companies have different stations too. So
the difference between not having politics on this show versus any show by CRC Broadcasting, I just think that is a weird place to wind up. That's all.
Hefty Lefty says Bobby Quiggs is really starting to take the gloves off in them ads, huh? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
I'm not gonna lie, I call him Bobby Quiggs now too. Just it works. Well,
Bobby Quiggs, if Bobby Quiggs calls himself Bobby Quiggs, that'd be right on brand. McMama says, new name for the texter. Jeffrey's mom has got it going on. I can't punch a woman in the face, but I'll think about it. McMama.
Just know what he's imagining right now.
Moist one says, I, for one, welcome our new overlord, Robert Quigley. Hail Quigley. All right, enough of that. All right, let's get to the aftermath. Before we get into the aftermath of the NFL, this does connect to the NFL. I wrote this down as a thought, and I think that this is really going to take hold on everybody's brain. Most logical place for cheater Jim Jerkface Harbaugh would be the New England Patriots, replacing cheater Bill Belichick,
who becomes the new Commandos coach.
Yes, that week. And then immediately quits and becomes the coach of the Colts. I don't know, just because that's also a Belichick thing.
Or becomes a coach of the Ravens because John Harbaugh left to join his brother in New England.
That would never happen.
Yeah. It's like, I've got the better football team. Why don't you come over and join me on my staff? Why do I have to go to you?
He's like, thanks, but
it's
no
like
thanks.
Our teams played each other in a Super Bowl, and then nobody heard from you on this level ever again.
So I think that that Josh McDaniels tried to be Bill Belichick in Vegas. But what he didn't have was all the rings that Belichick has. He didn't have the respect that Belichick has, which, by the way, people are like, okay, that's good now, Bill, you can go. But, I mean, he didn't have the same track record. He didn't have anything, but he tried to emulate Bill Belichick by being tough, by being no fun, by being all work, by trying to be Bill Belichick, basically. But it came out of him instead of just this wizard of discipline and outcome. Bill Belichick came out a-hole, Josh McDaniels. And I think that's where Josh McDaniels probably went the most wrong in his time with the Raiders, trying to carbon copy himself as a Bill Belichick. But he just did not capture the locker room. The young people in Patriotville, they look at the past, all the Super Bowls they've won, all the winning that they've done, and they give Bill Belichick a lot of respect and leeway. It's like, well, this is how it is. This is how it works. Okay, I can buy in. Or, oh, it's not very fun here. I don't want to be here. But everybody always had respect for Bill Belichick. Josh McDaniels showed up acting that way, but he didn't have the respect. And that just made taking, the way he was harder and harder and harder. So it wasn't, wow, oh my God, he's a scary man. Oh, he's a tough coach, but man, this is a winner. They just got Josh McDaniels, a-hole.
Well, but why didn't they look at his six Super Bowl rings?
His success as the quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator, that's not quite the same. They gave him that at first. All right, well, here he comes. Let's see how he does. And then it just, he didn't treat them the way he should treat them. He didn't have it. He wasn't the coach. Bill Belichick was. So I don't know. I think that's what got Josh McDaniels right there. But Jim Jerkface Harbaugh coaching the Patriots makes sense.
I mean, I think especially after, 20 plus years of Belichick, and then maybe get a guy in
cheater
there that's
out,
maybe,
cheater in.
Yeah, but a more fun cheater, because you got to, change things up a little bit.
Go from hoodies to khakis.
But I do think that if you look at Bill Belichick's very sorry coaching tree, I would say the majority of the coaches on that tree, where they went wrong, were that they were these hollow imitations of Bill. Like they tried their best to do a Bill Belichick impersonation without any of the respect that came with it. It wasn't just McDaniels. The stories from Joe Judge getting fired in New York seem pretty similar. A lot of the Matt Patricia in Detroit stuff sounds really similar. Like, these guys just didn't ever learn how to run a team from Bill. They may have learned all the X's and O's, they may have learned the Patriot way, quote unquote, but they didn't learn how to basically make that something that people can buy into, as opposed to, I'm just going to be this one totalitarian coach. That's not going to help anybody. I mean, when you get fired and then a guy who's never done the job before wins immediately after you go, and everybody in the locker room is lighting up cigars, they hated you.
It was more than a bad copy of Bill Belichick. That is just, Josh McDaniels is an a-hole.
Yeah.
Big time.
And then he combined that with trying to be Bill, which is not ever a recipe for getting people to like you.
Kiss the Cook says, so it sounds like Milwaukee now has council culture.
Oh, my
That'll be a 2-minute penalty, I think, right there. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. So this weekend, the YouTube didn't have any glitches. I think there was a glitch in the game itself, but they mentioned it on the game, saying, oh, we got a little glitch there. Sorry about that. But it wasn't the YouTube setup. So it feels like they've got their act together with the Sunday Ticket. Which, by the way, YouTube has had 1.3 million signups for the Sunday Ticket this season so far. That is 100,000 more than what they had this time of year under DirecTV. So, breaking even, but starting to get bigger. But they, I just don't like how I can't see all the games on one screen. I don't know why they don't have that. That's the biggest thing that bothers me. And outside of that, I don't know if I'm going to do this again. I don't know. I'm not sure it's worth it to me now to have every game every Sunday. We watch the Cardinals all the damn time, which I don't need Sunday Ticket for. And the Colts, do they have a way you can buy single game broadcasts? And I can just get my Colts every week if I want them.
I think they have single team broadcast. Like, you can follow just the one team.
How much does that cost just to have the one team? And that's what I mean by single games. That's the one I'd be watching. I can live with it if I can't see other games. I feel like the money that, because I got a discount on the Sunday Ticket by getting YouTube TV, but I won't pay for the Sunday ticket if I can just see the Colts. Cardinals are always on here for my wife.
Okay, well, they don't have that for a Sunday ticket right now. So
All right.
maybe they'll add that as a feature moving forward.
Couldn't you do it through NFL Plus though? Can you watch a
Isn't that where you watch it
game?
Do you live, or is it you get to watch it afterwards?
Thought it was live, but I could be wrong.
Well,
I thought NFL Plus would offer like single game packages.
I'm definitely going to look into all the alternatives. I don't know if I'm going to have Sunday ticket next year. This seems now it doesn't seem as slick and professional as it was on the DirecTV. I'm not going to lie to you. While Keon looks that up, the word on the street is Patrick Mahomes wants to play flag football in the 2028 Olympics. And if hearing about how Keenan Allen was old made you feel bad, listen to this. He says, I definitely want to. I've seen some of them guys play flag football, and they're a little faster than I am. And he says, I'll be 31, maybe 32 years old. So if I can still move around then.
What are you? Come on. Why is he saying things like that? What?
Come on,
what
man.
Do you think that people, the moment they cross over 30, just start dying? That's come on, Patrick Mahomes. Come on.
This is not a good day for people that are near AARP age. I'll tell you that much. Not going well.
I'm older than Patrick Mahomes. I'm 33. Wait, what do you mean? Can you still move around?
Didn't Tom Brady do most of his damage in his 30s?
I don't know. When did he meet yourself?
I mean, it depends. I mean, Tom Brady's career is a career in literally two parts. There are two Hall of Fame halves to his career. So there was some damage done in the 30s, but there was also some damage done in the 20s too. He could go to the Hall of Fame just based on the 20s numbers.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't he 40 when he won that Super Bowl for the Buccaneers, or is he just like 38, 39? I can't remember now. Something close to it, yeah. Anyways, so we have other things we need to talk about. Did you watch the Eagles-Cowboys game? Did either of you watch that game?
Eagles, yeah, I did.
No,
I watched that game, and it was an enjoyable game. And I was rooting for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys because that's what we do around here. We root against the Cowboys. And there was this play where they were, how they always go flying out of bounds and they bump into people and knock things over and stuff like that. And during the third quarter, this player comes flying out of bounds and hits one of the coaches, and he kind of spins around and bends over. And when he bends over to pick up the stuff he was dropping, all you could see was a red thong poking up out of the back of his pants.
Oh boy!
And I was like, oh, okay then. Well, that's an interesting choice. It looked like frilly red thong girly panty underwear that this guy was wearing.
I missed that.
And I'm thinking like, all right. So it turns out the guy is an assistant coach for the Eagles. His name is Matt Leo. And turns out they also were not frilly. But first off, if they were, that's all right. Sometimes in the morning, you're like, after spending some time with your lady, it could be funny to put on her underwear and be like, I'll see you later, but I don't know if I'd want something up.
But then he left the house and then went to go presumably coach.
Yeah. So he bends over, picks stuff up, and the entirety of the internet just focused in on the whale tail right there. And they're like, this guy is freaky. But it turned out they did a little bit more analysis on that. And
they did more analysis.
Yes.
This is the internet, Randy. They always do more analysis.
Okay.
Whether you asked or not.
It was a special pair of underwear by a company, and it has that same kind of waistband, but it has some designs off the back that if you see them, they don't look like at all like a thong, but just seeing just that part of it, that wasn't his skin. That was just a design on the underwear that was kind of coming down off the sides. But it did. It looked just like a thong. So I can see how people would be like, well, that boy's a little bit different, isn't he?
Which to me is just where the thought would have started and ended. To dig deeper, I don't care enough.
I saw it when it happened. I saw it when it happened. And I was like, oh, that guy's going to wish he hadn't bent over for that. Because it's like that freaks me. Look at that, honey. He's wearing a red thong. Oh darn! And yeah, and I forgot all about it till I turned on the internet the next day. But hey, listen, I don't care if you're rocking a thong. I don't care if you're walking rocking boxer briefs, whatever. But man, the internet will never run out of things to investigate.
No, it just the amount of diseases I think we could have cured by now if people online and their endless investigations just took that mind power and put it towards literally any constructive thing. We could have solved it. We could have solved
it. Nearly as much fun as underwear.
Well, no, that's why we are where we are.
So if you woke up on Sunday morning to watch the Dolphins and the Chiefs, it proved one just completely undeniable fact. If you put a good game on TV, people will watch. They will wake up and watch. And 9.2 million people watched that game. Wow. Yeah, it was a good crowd for that. Last year, Seahawks Buccaneers got 5.8. And they thought, wow, we've won. So, yeah, you just got to make sure it's a good matchup and people will watch. So this whole parity in the NFL thing, that's going to stop. You got to give us better games. We only have a game or two a week that's any damn good right now. Yeah. I mean, I'm kidding. Parity's always good.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the season, literally everybody feels like their team could probably, well, if we win X amount of games and sneak into the playoffs, we could go on a run. That's what the NFL sells you every year. So the parity's going to stay, unfortunately.
We need some better players than that then. Hey, just in case you haven't had a chance to laugh about this, maybe you didn't hear, maybe you're driving home at 5, you didn't hear us at 3 or 4. The Rams signed Carson Wentz.
It's an unbelievable.
Oh, my God. They signed Carson Wentz. Oh, I've had him as a quarterback. Keon's had him as a quarterback. There was threats that the Cardinals might have him as a quarterback, but at least Randy dodged that bullet. But yes, Carson Wentz. Oh my God. The Rams are done. The Rams are just done.
True.
Felt good.
All right.
Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is an amazing player for the Cowboys. But this was a dumb thing to say. He says, we know we played good enough to win that game, but we didn't. That reminds me of that call you like so much. The play-by-play guy says, and it's good. It's gone, but caught.
Yeah.
You got that handy? Play that. That is the same as Micah Parsons saying the Cowboys good enough to win that game. We played good enough to win that game. But
deep left center. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. But caught.
Oh, that's Micah Parsons right now.
Yeah, well, this is also Micah Parsons who said after they got absolutely lambasted by the San Francisco 49ers that doesn't prove that there are flaws in their defense. I think that Micah Parsons did exactly, like, maybe not flaws that everybody can exploit, but there are flaws. You can't get around that. There are many, many flaws here because they put 42 points on you and your offense scored 10. So I'm just saying, I'm saying Micah Parsons kind of reaching a little bit for the optimist side of things a lot, but at some point in the season, if you are good enough to beat a team, you got to beat them. You got to beat them.
Another face in the crowd says NFL tries to sell America that the Cowboys are going to win a Super Bowl every year during the first week.
They've been doing it for a quarter of a century, and it has not actually worked.
Yeah, we still hear stuff like, oh, this is a team that could still go to the Super Bowl. I think it was Aikman or Troy Buck. I'm just like, oh, shut up.
It's one or both of them, but not just them. I mean, the ESPN loves Dallas. So they say things about the Cowboys all the time. The national media, the moment the Cowboys are even remotely good, will pile on the bandwagon of the Dallas Cowboys with no other reason. Like, no other team would get the level of buy-in from being as decent as the Cowboys are. They're a good team, but they're not a great team. And I don't see a Super Bowl with them. I don't.
Moist one, Randy loves that call as well. John Sterling's other amazing call when he got hit by a foul ball. You remember this.
Oh, that's not it. Sorry.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah.
That was him getting hit by the foul ball.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but he still has his broadcaster voice in while he's.
Ow. Ow.
Ow. That's right. Ow. Ow. Tila says, fire Brandon Staley and hire Jim Harbaugh. Come on, Jeffrey. Fire Brandon Staley, even though he won last night. Yeah, I guess Charger fans don't care. Kyle G says, Belichick's coaches failed because they told players what to do. Bill showed players what to do and then held them to that standard. In this way, he's all about the team, while the failures, well, they were all out there about themselves.
And
that is very deep stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well done, Kyle G.
And there's more to just being an angry, grumpy badass. Like he had a film study one time where one of the Patriots players fell down and nobody helped the guy up. And he stopped and yelled at the team for like 15 minutes this is our team. You help up everybody that's on our team. If they're in our uniform, that guy shouldn't have to be getting help from the other team or standing up on his own. Like that's the stuff that Bill preaches that I would be willing to bet that if you were in Josh McDaniels' film room, doesn't come up.
Swazman says, I'm currently painting 4 Rams straw hats for a client in Las Vegas who has a doctor in LA. She calls their Ramily. Should I ask her if she wants Carson Wentz on the hats? Not if you want the money. I think
I wouldn't do that.
And by the way, yeah, wow. Hurry and get the money. Get those things delivered immediately. Hey, he says also, plus Keon's accidental first pick in fantasy football, Cooper Kupp. Well, that guy's been a bust, hasn't he?
Why are you reminding me? Why?
Because we can't make fun of you for Carson Wentz anymore, I guess.
I start him every week, and it doesn't do, outside of the very first week he came back, he hasn't done anything.
Hope, just continual 10 weeks of hope.
And the thing is, like this past week, he was one of my best options. What am I supposed to do?
That's because they got Poo-Poo Nikita and Hathaway Jones or whatever those guys names
are good. The receivers are good.
Yeah,
is what you're missing here.
Cooper Kupp he's not the only guy out there now.
No, and also
really
Brett Rippon was
QB.
throwing him the football, and he doesn't throw it very well.
As well as his dad. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Halfway through the NFL season, Patrick Mahomes is the betting favorite to win the NFL regular season MVP award. The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback at plus 240. Philadelphia QB Jalen Hurts is at plus 320. Baltimore quarterback Lamar Jackson at 500, and Miami QB Tua Tagovailoa at 650. CJ Stroud is the overwhelming favorite to win the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. The Houston Texans quarterback is minus 550. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua plus 750. Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs plus 1,500. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Collaboration is the topic of the day. What is the standard operating procedure for a Quigley White House? First, C-SPAN is coming to the Oval Office. We work from facts, provable evidence, but not the isms and sarcasms and mudslinging of recent years. The overriding goal is that the needs of the many must outweigh the needs of the few. You know, the Federal Civil Service is loaded with experts. They will be a constant decision-making resource. Industry and all interested stakeholders will be at my table. Countless laws will be repealed. Members of the House and the Senate, as well as governors, will be in constant White House meetings as we hash out and form policy, rules, and laws. You know, Trump made whimsical decisions. Biden is too mentally fragile to make decisions. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can, and together we make America work for everybody.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game. Forgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown. Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and I actually worked out today, guys. I actually exercised because I got cleared by the cardiologist. I can start doing stuff. And after one workout, I am sitting here in my chair and thinking, why do I stand up when I do the show? maybe it's time to do this show sitting. I quite enjoyed sitting at that remote on Friday over at Fry's Marketplace in Litchfield Park. I could do a show sitting as much as I could do a show standing. I've always liked to do a show standing, but then I started feeling like, well, maybe I should sit down. So maybe I need to keep standing as a way to keep the old man out. That's the saying that you hear. People who are trying to stay, got to keep the old man out. So I think I'll keep standing and I'll keep exercising and try to lose some of this weight and not die of a massive coronary. But if I do, just know I thought it was funny. If I ever just drop dead suddenly, my wife hates when I talk like this. But if I ever did just suddenly gone, just know I thought that was pretty funny. Like, that figures. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. So don't be sad if that happens. One workout has got me thinking this way.
just the one.
Just one workout.
Have you decided to up your life insurance premium?
My wife handles that wisely. All the payments go through. That's cool. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Keon Rose's college football recap dance party. All right, Keon, why don't you fill us in on the week that was?
All right. Well, we'll start with taking a look here at some of the games of note, starting with the number 7 Texas Longhorns holding off Kansas State 33-30. I had a bad feeling about that game going into it, and I continued to have a bad feeling through most of that football game because Kansas State is a really good team. But I thought Texas did a really good job holding on in that game. Malik Murphy, another solid football game for him at quarterback. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable in that position. So really happy about the way that turned out because the next bit of news is deeply important. I was looking forward to Texas playing Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game before both of them bounced to the SEC. But I guess Oklahoma didn't hold up their end of the bargain. They went down to Oklahoma State 27-24.
What?
Yeah.
It makes you feel bad about what happened to you with those guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really help, but I was looking at a shot at revenge in the title game. Guess it won't be OU though. And if you win the title game, doesn't matter if Oklahoma beat you head to head. One team's going to the playoff and the other one's not going to the playoff. Am I somewhat happy about Oklahoma going down? No, I'm more than somewhat happy. I'm actually overjoyed. It was a game I didn't get to see live, but it was when I saw that scrolling across the bottom of the screen, I had a nice little laugh there. Though again, it was a really good game. I thought Oklahoma State, this was a game for them that's going to always be a statement game, and this is the last time potentially we could even see this rivalry, since Oklahoma will be an SEC football team next year. So, what a way for that rivalry to end. Maybe not if you're an Oklahoma fan, but for everybody else, that was a really, really fun game. Washington, USC. Washington beats USC 52-42 in a game where neither defense decided to show up and play.
What a shame.
And like, look, we knew it was coming. And this was a game we couldn't put on upset alert necessarily because USC had already tumbled all the way down to the 20th spot at that point.
Did the guy they fired afterwards need being fired, or was he just a scapegoat?
No, he needed to be fired. He needed to be fired weeks ago. He is the defensive coordinator. He is in charge of that defense. And he had turned it around to a degree last year, and they were supposed to build on it this year. And then it just got worse, and the wheels just came off. And throughout the season, it was there were things that he would say in press conferences that seemed to suggest that he wasn't actually watching the amount of film that he needed to be watching to have his team prepared on Saturdays to go out and stop the teams in the Pac-12, which this is, and I don't think that this is up for debate at this point. The Pac-12 is the best quarterback conference in college football right now. You didn't have your defense prepared to go up against these dudes weekly. That is not a good look. And Alex Grinch needed to be fired like 2 months ago. I don't know why it took Lincoln Riley this long to get it done. I know he's been dealing with some health stuff, but man, no, that is absolutely an awful performance by the defensive coordinator.
Does anybody know what the health stuff is?
I didn't follow up on that, so I didn't really see. It was they were putting out that it wasn't serious, just that.
I bet he started working out too.
Maybe. I started working out at the beginning of this year. It'll do that to you. It'll be a while before you actually get to the point where you enjoy it. But regardless, Washington beating USC. Michael Penix Jr. had a number of plays that I think put him firmly in control, I think, of the Heisman race. He had one throw where he was running to his left, and it was a sideline throw, and it was an absolute dart to the back of the end zone. Was it triple coverage? It might have been, but he put it where only his guy could get it. It was on the sideline, so either his guy would catch it and it would be a touchdown, or it was going out of bounds. I mean, it was a tremendous throw by Michael Penix Jr. So really, really, really impressed by not just him in that game, but him this entire season. Georgia beating Missouri 30-21. Knew that was going to be a really good game, but man, that was still a better game than what I gave it credit for. I really think that Georgia has proven at this point, through their schedule, through some of the opponents that they've played, really good quality college football teams, that they deserve to be the number one team in the college football playoff poll. They're not. They are still somehow behind Ohio State. Ohio State played Rutgers, and I don't want to say they struggled with Rutgers, but it wasn't the dominant victory that a school like Ohio State should have over the Scarlet Knights, whereas Georgia played a tougher college football opponent. And I just don't believe that Ohio State is a better football team than Georgia, but that's the end of that particular rant. And then Bama and LSU, 42 for Alabama, 28 LSU, in a game that I actually picked LSU. I thought it was going to be a whole lot closer. LSU beat them last year, but I guess it was probably a bridge too far to ask a team to beat Alabama once and then go into Tuscaloosa and do it again with a quarterback that they've already seen. Also going to get to my game ball right here because Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe, decent game throwing the football, 219 yards, but where he had his biggest impact was on the ground as a runner, 20 rushing attempts, 155 yards, and got into the end zone 4 times on the ground. Monster performance for Jalen Milroe. He has the game ball of the week. And then the weakest move of the week is Caleb Williams. To me,
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
The thing is, I don't care that he cried necessarily. If they're his tear ducts, do what you want. But the scale of what happened in that game did not warrant crying. If you didn't lose a playoff game, you didn't lose a championship. This was your 3rd regular season loss of the year. This was your second loss to a Pac-12 team. So I saw some people going, "Oh, you know, he had his dreams taken from him." What dreams? The Heisman? He won that last year. A lot of people would kill to win it once. He was going for it for a second time. Not going to get it. But he already won it. Was it his dream of winning a national title? He can come back next year if he really wants to so bad. Like, it's not all over.
I wouldn't risk that.
I wouldn't risk it either. I would just go to the NFL, take the money that they have there, and start your NFL career. Where, guess what? You're going to play a whole lot more regular season games. And because it's the NFL and it's a brutal league, you're going to lose a bunch of them. You're going to have to pick and choose where you absolutely break down emotionally. And I would say losing to a really good Washington team, a potential national championship Washington team, losing to that team and that having been your third loss of the year, maybe that's not where all the tears go. That's just me. I was just very confused watching that, because I was just like, what standard did you have in life? What did you hope to achieve that this is the mark where we're crying? I thought you wanted to go further than this. If you lose a Super Bowl, you're not going to hear anything from me. This was week 10 in college football.
Well, he did save the drama for his mama, because that was his mom, and she was at least his mom had more sense than he did. He was ugly crying, and she's like, "Let's just cover that right now."
Yeah, I don't think the whole world needs to see this.
She had a sign where she was rah-rah, but she's like, right there, just get under here. Just get under here.
And
she knew it wasn't a good look.
It just, if you lose, for the third time in a season, it's not that unfamiliar a feeling. I'm not sure exactly what he was crying for. That's just me. So anyway, the biggest fall, I am using the AP poll for this one, by the way, because I like the AP poll better than the college football playoff rankings, which largely, in my opinion, stink. The biggest fall, Notre Dame falling 10 spots after losing this weekend, and that is probably just a massive tumble. But it makes sense, because as we get into the season now, a lot of these teams in the top 10, they're not really moving. Nobody in the top 9 moved at all. Oklahoma did fall 7 spots. Just wanted to mention that. Biggest jump, Utah and Tennessee both jumped up 5 spots to get into the top 15. Tennessee is at 14. Utah is at 13. And the top 5 in the AP poll still remains Washington at 5, Florida State 4, Ohio State 3, Michigan is 2, and Georgia is number 1. And in the college football playoff poll, which is the poll that I like much less, you have Washington, Florida State, Michigan at 3, Georgia at 2, Ohio State inexplicably at 1.
I am glad that's where we will end this, because there's other information I don't care about. So we're done talking about the top 25. We're done. I don't want to hear another word about the top 25.
Yeah, nope, that's the end of the segment there.
Good. Thank you very much. He knows why.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Keon Rose will have his college football dance party this Friday. Let me just clean up the text line real fast before we go to break. Cool Hand Brandon says, eat healthy, die healthy, Jeffrey. Everything in moderation, my guy. Well, yeah, but I need to exercise to enjoy everything in moderation, or then I have to enjoy everything, at doctor point, and I don't want to do that. Stockton Slap says, hey, Jeffrey, you should try the 30, 13, and 3 workout. 30 minutes on the treadmill at a 12-inch incline at 3 miles an hour. Oh, geez, that's math. Sounds like math.
No, it's just the different settings that you would punch in there.
So if I leave going 25 miles an hour towards Randy's house, and he leaves going 35 miles an hour towards my house, how are we running so fast? He says it's great low impact cardio. You'll burn fat like crazy. Plus, you can watch sports while doing it. So that's a plus. Well, I am doing 30 minutes on a treadmill at 3 miles an hour, actually. That's actually, but I don't know about the incline. I don't know if my treadmill does inclines. I have to ask my wife. She's
the one that actually uses it.
Yeah, this is day one in a room I've never been in. Wow, look at all this workout equipment. This is
and
amazing.
we bought this? We bought this.
Does this incline, or do I just got to put like a brick under it? Just to, I don't know. Nice one says Ohio State played and beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame and beat Penn State when they were ranked 7. Not saying they're better than Georgia, but they do have a tougher schedule. They've had a tougher schedule.
I think Georgia's schedule is getting tougher recently, but this whole "what have you done for me lately" part of what the committee usually does not appear to be working in favor of Georgia, who has beaten better teams more recently.
It worked for Paul Abdul. Kyle G says, "Yeah, Caleb Williams was just crying at his falling draft stock." Maybe that could be,
but he looked good in the game, so even that doesn't make any sense. Nothing about what he was crying for makes any sense to me, because nothing bad happened to him. Not one bad thing. Here's lost a game.
He was born into Gen Z. That's what happened to him. Got to take a break. We'll come back. We've got on this date.
But what about all the other quarterbacks at Gen Z that lost this weekend that weren't crying like him?
Well, at least they went home and cried. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
This week at Target, you'll find different early Black Friday deals. Get fun deals on the latest tech, toys, and video games, plus smart deals on small appliances, floor care, and so much more. At Target, you'll discover different early Black Friday deals each week. And get what you need for the holidays fast with free drive-up or score free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Get low prices and early Black Friday deals only at Target. Exclusions apply.
This before. Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harmon Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harmon Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
In the morning, get out of my bed.
Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Just another face in the crowd says Ohio State played 4 or 5 patsies every year for decades. Now they have to play a full season of actually worthy opponents. Seems to me like they are legitimately kicking ass and taking names. Finally,
they are. It's just a matter of how I feel about Ohio State and Georgia. And look, it's just a petty grievance, really, because at some point they're going to have to meet and play each other, and then they'll decide on the field.
I just hate them because that stupid "the." I hate that. Oh, that's the only reason. I don't know any other reason that I can't stand Ohio State, but the Do I need another reason?
I mean, that's a pretty good reason, to be honest. And of course, depends on how you feel about Ryan Day. If you don't like his smugness level, which to be fair is pretty high, that
Smug
might be
people bug me.
That might be another reason.
All right. Well, then I'll use that as another excuse. But really, it's for me. It always boils down to the Ohio State. Oh God, I hate that. Just stop.
So Ohio State, okay, they kicked off this season. I believe they kicked off this season with Indiana, played Youngstown State, Western Kentucky, played Notre Dame, played Maryland, Purdue, played Penn State, Wisconsin, Rutgers. They play Michigan State next week, Minnesota. Can you tell me where these so-called powerhouses are at? I see Penn State in there. I see Notre Dame is in there. Where were these? Where were these powerhouses at? Oh, maybe it was Western Kentucky. Oh, maybe it was Youngstown State, or that football powerhouse Purdue. That had to be it, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to. I mean, if you nitpick a schedule, you will definitely find the weak teams. Like I could go to Georgia's schedule and go, yeah, they played that powerhouse Ball State or UT Martin. You know, did they play a lot of Power 5 opponents? You know, were those opponents ranked? And it was a good victory over Notre Dame when Ohio State beat them at the time. My problem with that win is that it's not aging particularly well because Notre Dame has since tumbled all the way down to the bottom of the top 25. And you know, if they have another loss, they could find themselves outside of it. So then how good does that win look now?
Well, I appreciate it, but I'm just saying that the college football ranking system is flawed. If Ohio State's your number one team, are you kidding me, really? I mean, the Big Ten is not as strong this season as they have been in past seasons. Ohio State's played 3 ranked teams. 3. That's all. And they're going to play Michigan, and they're probably going to lose that game.
Well, because Michigan cheats. So.
And I don't know if they're going to lose that game, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Cool Hand Brandon says, I know it's about money in the NFL for scoring. However, if that damn quarterback has a helmet and shoulder pads on, his ass needs to get hit just like everyone else in the field. I'd draft a tough quarterback and grow him versus wasting money every year on some soft, hoping quarterbacks.
Well, the thing is, how do you know that people don't get injured because they're soft? They get injured because they get injured. So it's just a question of, at that point, are you just putting durability above every other feature that you want in a quarterback? Just a guy that just never gets hurt? Because I'll take the upside of the guy that can make plays.
Used to be that way. Used to be quarterback got tackled just like everybody else. There are no protections. There's nothing special.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady tore his ACL, and they changed the rules. Which is funny because Tom Brady was saying the other day, it's like flag football out there. Like, man, this is your fault. I don't want to hear this from you.
And Brain Trust Gronkowski was the one that called him on it. Says, hey, I think you benefited quite a bit from those soft rules, my friend. So yeah, Cool Hand Brandon, you're right, but this is where we're at, and so now the problem is we have generated a crew of quarterbacks who could not take the hits. A couple of them can, but so now you have to keep these rules this way. You can't go softer and come right back harder. It's not going to happen. This is just the way it is now.
But the part that bothers me is not, can guys take the hits or anything like that? The part that bothers me is when guys do exactly what they're supposed to do, make the exact correct tackle
every week.
And the Commanders game is the one that sticks out in my mind because that's my team. But KJ Henry tackled Mac Jones, and I mean, tackled him.
It was absolutely clean,
as standard a tackle as you're going to get.
Textbook. The shoulder pad was in the right place. You didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah.
I saw the whole thing, and it was
roughing the passer. Are you insane?
He just tackled the passer, and he did it.
He just
clean
tackled him.
nice.
Yeah. And it wasn't, if Mac Jones had thrown the ball and it was 3 seconds, that honestly that would have still been weird to me. But Mac Jones had the football. What else was he supposed to do? Not touch him? Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
the roughing the passer penalties are the problem more than whether or not the quarterbacks are soft and can take a tackle. I mean, if it's a nice clean hit like what Keon was talking about, all right, fair enough. If that quarterback is a runner and is running upright and hasn't given themselves up, fair enough. You get the tackle you get as long as it's a clean tackle. But of course, Cool Hand Brandon, you have to understand, we saw some calls against guys tackling people in an open field. You know, shoulder pad was in the right place, the tackle was right, and they gave him a personal foul. So these refs are not quite clear on the concept, but they've been instructed. When you see that, call it. But the thing is, they also, if they're doing that with position on the field, stuff like that, or, here's what I'm trying to say. You know how they always go touchdown? They figure, well, we'll just review it afterwards. If I'm not sure, call touchdown. And they're also being told, if you're not sure, call roughing the passer or a personal foul. If you can go back and undo a touchdown that was not quite right, you should be able to go back and undo roughing the passer or a personal foul, say on a defensive back or a cornerback or a safety who tackled a guy in an open field and say, okay, we were wrong. That is not a penalty. So if you can do that with a touchdown, you should be able to do that with pass interference or a thing. So again, it's not about being soft. It's just about the refs getting it wrong. Cool Hand Brandon says, yeah, Keon, it's about the calls the refs and the leagues give. I understand. Are we going to flag? Not yet.
Not yet. And at least from what I feel like, and maybe other people might disagree, I don't feel like every tackle feels like a flag tackle. It's really just the quarterbacks getting this special treatment that other guys out there don't get. They don't get protected like that. And there are players who it's their whole game check that they're losing in some of these bad calls.
602 Pats fan says, hey, keep Tom Brady out of this. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to.
It's kind of hard not to. He tore his ACL, and then the NFL was like, "Oh, bleep, we have to put them in. We have to watch Matt Castle every time we put them in primetime." They didn't want that.
Cool Hand Brandon agrees. Swazman says, I mean, the LA Chargers. I've spent a lot of time in San Diego, he says, but did you think the LA Chargers, not San Diego, head coach avoided a firing like Josh McDaniels in the middle of the season with that win yesterday?
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did. He's been awful.
Should have done it before the game.
He's a defensive coach. That defense has been awful. And because he went up against, the worst offense in football, he was basically able to protect his job by making a defense look good that when they play everybody else, they do not look that good.
Did Kellen Moore, when he went from Dallas, did he go to the Chargers?
Yeah.
Is he with the Chargers?
He is.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that offense would be a hell of a lot more dynamic.
Yeah, but they've lost a couple of weapons. They lost Mike Williams, who was the most explosive part of that. The guy that really rips the top off of the defense. He's not there. And Keenan Allen is a fantastic receiver, but he's a slot guy. So if you're going to build your offense around Keenan Allen, it's going to be a lot of short yardage, lot of dink and dunk, chunk plays. And that's where you wind up with the Chargers right now and Kellen Moore. I think he's just doing the best he has with what he's got. And he didn't have Austin Eckler for a few weeks, so that doesn't help anything.
Chief Skull says, hey, pitchers need to hit. Screw the DH. Quarterbacks need to get hit and stop crying about lukewarm hits that wouldn't make my kid cry. Listen, we're not complaining about what you're saying or what Cool Hand Brandon was saying. This is more just about the way the refs are calling stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of that, and I don't think that a lot of these quarterbacks would be complaining even about some of them hits. They'll play it up because they're trying to get a first down. They'll play, hey, where's my flag? They'll do that nonsense. But in reality, they can handle the basics.
Find the person in the post game that ever said, "Man, that guy hit me way too hard." Like I've never heard it. I agree with Jeffrey. It's about the refs. It's about how the refs decide to call the game. And when you look at some of these primetime matchups, when you suddenly don't have that star quarterback, people aren't going to watch. People barely want to watch the Jets now, and they're like in way too many primetime games.
Moist One says, damn it, make James Madison number one. I kind of agree. Beer Bob says, I feel like if they can do expedited reviews for some plays, they should be able to do that for those penalties as well. Absolutely, Beer Bob.
There's
100%.
no reason why they can't. They have all the technology.
Swazman says, Bears coach is on the last chance too. Old Eberflus. I think that there's limited expectations in that situation, so he might be all right. Do we have time for this? I hope so.
We do.
All right, it's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1992, the first NBA game was played at brand new America West Arena in downtown Phoenix, with the Phoenix Suns defeating the Los Angeles Clippers 111-105. Inaugural season in America West Arena proved quite successful, with the Suns making it all the way to the NBA Finals before losing it. George, why are you going to bring that up, man? Why do you want to make me upset and angry at Danny Ainge again for not defending a three-point shooter? Why do you want to do that? Well, you could have just left it at hey, brand new America West Arena, and it's still there, called the Foot Fungus Arena now. Still a great place to go watch a basketball game, isn't it? What do you think of the Foot Fungus Arena?
That's
all
a good
right,
arena.
listen, we got to go. People still want to talk about the penalties and stuff like that, but we're out of time. Sorry, Stockton Slap. All right, we will take what do you say?
27-hour break.
21-hour break. Nice try with the math. Took me a second too.
27.
It's a 21-hour break, and we'll be
29
back.
and a half hour break.
I could just say we'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Have a good night. It is now 6 o'clock, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
27 hours.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle